All right. Welcome back to another Otter Players podcast where it is definitely my fault. I will own it that we are late because I was doing everything after the fact and Morgan called it. So I will let her be right because she said that I was going to do it again
I'm always
anyway.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. She said I would learn one day that she's always right. And I think we've,
Hmm.
we've reached that a lot sooner than I thought we would. But yeah, like I said, on episode 36, there's a lot to get into. Um, we obviously had the pre orders go live for PlayStation with the 30th and the regular pros. We had the state of play and both the Xbox TGS, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered revealed, Ghost 2, and Ubisoft soft sales, and a lot more to talk about. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it without further ado. So, Morgan, how are you, ma'am, and what have you been playing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Uh, Feeling good. So, can't complain. As far as what I've been playing, mostly just now that I finished the bigger games that were kind of in my way, the Star Wars and other games like that. Now I'm focusing on this in RPG, JRPG kind of game. It's called Bloomtown, A Different Story. That game is essentially like it's essentially Persona 5 with pixel art. Um like the breakdown of the gameplay, the story is essentially like it's just the Persona formula. Like you're with a group, you're basically a young girl that is like carted off to spend the summer with her brother at their grandpa's house in his strange little town, and you're essentially there because like your parents are going like through a divorce or something, so they're like, go spend time with your granddad, you guys have fun for the summer. And so we get there, but the town has some strange goings on. Like there's some kids disappearing and some mysteries going around, and you got basically have to figure out what's going on. And one day you just so happen to fall into this mysterious other world, and there's this demon there. I guess it's Lucifer, and he's like, I have to give you I'm going to give you some demons to fight these evil entities in this town, and you have until summer to defeat them all. You have to sign a contract with me, and if you don't, then I take your soul or something like that. And so
Okay.
Lucifer is essentially the guy in the Velvet Room who gives you the personas and stuff like that, because you get demons, and the demons are essentially personas, right? There's different demons that have different elemental powers and stuff like that. And in the when you go into the underworld at his little lair, you can go to the side and fuse the demons together just the same way you can do personas, right? So
Oh, snap.
and one of your companions is literally a dog, unlike in Persona 5 where it's Morgana, the cat. Um and yeah, it's essentially, you're doing turn-based battles, you're fighting, you're making sure you're hitting their weaknesses. um if you knock them all down, like, depending on how many enemies are you're fighting against, if you knock them all down, you could do, with those the all out battles the same way you can do in Persona. Like, and the writing is great, it's really funny. The characters are really likable. um yeah, like I said, it's essentially Persona 5, so I'm all in. I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't expecting it to be so close to Persona, but it's like basically dead set on it,
Okay,
in the
so it
best
sounds even
ways.
more likable.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm having a good time with it. I'm loving it. Um, but yeah, it's yeah. Essentially, you gotta get your SP and MP. As you battle, your demons get stronger. Same way, the same rules apply essentially. So I'm about, I want to say I'm about 5 hours into it. I haven't really been doing much. I've been doing some of the side stuff and building up my character and stuff like that. But I'm enjoying it thus far. So
Speaking of it, but just on the screen.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's called Bloomtown, a different story. It's really cheap. I think it's like $22
Yeah,
if you
well,
have PS Plus. You know, you get it like I think it's originally like 25, but PS Plus
10%
you get
cording.
like um a couple dollars off. So yeah, pick it up. Really, really good game. Enjoying it. And before I started it, before it dropped, I was also playing Persona 3 Reload. So I'm just pretty much on a Persona kind of campaign right now. And I'll probably be on this Persona train until Metaphor drops.
absolutely.
I have yet to play the demo. Trying to find some time because people were like, "Yeah, I spent like 5-6 hours on the demo." I was like, "Wait, how
Yeah,
long
I've
is
seen
this demo?"
people spend 10 hours on the demo. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
so I'm like, okay, I gotta put some time and dedicate to this demo, and it's one of the good demos because your save file carries over, so that's even more of an incentive for me to start it. But yeah, I'm just JRPG focused right now, so I can't complain. I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. No, all good things. Things I'm also playing, so I definitely get where you're coming from there. And I mean, again, more good things to play. Despite all the platinums and all the things you work through, you still got a truckload to get through, and that's never a bad problem as a
You know, I've said
gamer.
it like that. Oh man.
Hey, I mean, it's a truckload. Let's be real. Like it's a lot, and it's a good problem to have. Um, but yeah, Weeb, how are you, man? And what have you been playing?
Yes, I'm good. I just came back from a nice dinner with my family, celebrating Mother's birthday. So yeah, I'm
Oh, happy
stuffed.
birthday, Weeb's mom.
Happy birthday.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you. I'll
Happy
tell her.
birthday.
Thank you. Um, yeah, and of course, more of us. I was lucky enough to get a PS5 Pro this week. So
Let's
was
go.
quite an exciting week. And yes, a certain someone also managed to get the anniversary edition, but I
Oh wow.
I won't be jelly at all. Yeah, and yeah, in terms of gaming, also been playing Outlaws. I think I've also ran into the same problem you had, Innate. I heard you talking about Brab about the problem that if you go to Tatooine first before you go to the second mission, that you're making it a lot more difficult on yourself than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I was stuck in a store related mission where sneaking became a lot harder because I was missing the one upgrade that allowed me to stealth takedown heavy. So it was like, how am I supposed to sneak around here? They will always see me. And when I was listening to the podcast and you heard you talk about, oh yeah, that's right. I was missing that one.
Yep.
So yeah, so yeah, I feel you there with some of the strange gameplay design choices they've made. It's like, but it's typical Ubisoft. Like mean, they can make games, but they always don't think through. They sort of half-ass things. That's kind of their thing. Um,
Definitely. I got to question the playtest team on that one. Like,
yeah. the- Yeah, and it has the typical Ubisoft bugs, crashes. Sometimes, like now, last time I played, I couldn't save my game because it was thinking I was constantly in combat, even though I could use fast travel. So I don't know what the hell that was about. But yeah, I mean, yeah, typical Ubisoft code. Still, I do enjoy, the overall game. Definitely had some really fun sections in on Tatooine, um, which I kind of suspect were probably supposed to be sort of the highlights that you were supposed to get on later. I strongly suspect the plan that I didn't visit before is probably going to be a little less exciting, but yeah, I'm gonna sort of try to wrap up all the side missions on Tatooine because they keep popping up, and then go to that planet and hopefully straight up to the sort of final mission, and then see if I can go and plat it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, for my PlayStation playthrough, that was mostly it. I did pick up another game, but for the Switch, and that's of course The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of
Nice.
Wisdom, which is actually surprisingly, yeah, well, not surprisingly, it obviously it's going to be good because it's a game, but it is fun like in a different way. It definitely has sort of, I can see where people compare it to Tears of the Kingdom in terms of some of the mechanics there. It's not, let's say, that intricate, but there's definitely some creativity. Like you can copy objects, and you can use them to stack on each other, and then use that to create bridges and stacks that allow you to reach previously unreachable areas. And yeah, you're basically don't really have any attack on your own. You just use your ability to capture monsters as a Pokemon trader, but that's sort of Nintendo's thing, so they're allowed to use it. But yeah, you can basically use them to fight for you. And that's this is pretty fun switch up for typical Zelda games. And technically, this is the first time it's actually a Zelda game because you play Zelda.
Yeah.
Um, well, if we don't count the CDI titles, but nobody is talking about them, um, and also surprisingly dark because it really starts off immediately that you get framed and thrown in jail and ready to be executed. Like whoa, like this is like I know Zelda can sometimes be have some darker moments, but like if you play Majora's Mask, you know what I'm talking about. But like combined with sort of the aesthetics, like the very kid-friendly graphics they introduce in their their more traditional Zelda games, like that wasn't something I saw coming. And I kind of like it, like their sort of this sort of dark approach that still retains some of that that charm of Zelda, but also making it different, right? Different enough where it's like, oh yeah, no, this is actually gonna be interesting. So yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't played a lot of it, but yeah, I'm enjoying everything I've seen so far. And yeah, there's a chance that I might have to put Outlaws on hold until I finish this because it might be my next thing if it keeps up the way it's unfolding so far. So
No,
yeah, that's it.
no doubt. Yeah, I've heard a lot of really good things. I actually watched the IGN review on it, and he kind of explained it the same way you did, with the Tears of the Kingdom and creativity. And they actually showed some examples where people were like stacking beds so you can climb a wall and like
Mm.
doing other little things. So yeah, it actually that aspect of it seemed really interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, hopefully, like you said, with these games being on the periphery, of the Switch's life cycle, hopefully, Nintendo deems it necessary to let these things be, scalable to their next Switch, the Switch 2, or whatever they determine to call their next thing. But yeah, it does look really good. It was something we were considering picking up. We almost went to go get it yesterday, and we still might grab it today. I know Priscilla was wanting to play it, and it actually looked really interesting. But knowing Nintendo, I probably can't have two saves, so only one of us can probably play it because that's been like another weird thing about Switch games lately. Um,
Now that you mention it, I think there were two save files
two
though.
save files, okay. At least they
So
gave us
I think
two this
yeah,
time, if that's the
yeah.
case.
So they heard you.
But yeah, like I said, that game does look really phenomenal. So that's what's up. Again, playing some great games from Weeb. Um, let's go ahead and run over to Omar. How are you, man? And what have you been playing, sir?
What up? What up? So I'm fine. I finally got Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2.
which you've been dying to play. So
Yeah, yeah, and then Bloomtown came in and said, "Fuck
See,
you, you're not
see,
doing that."
here he go, bro. Here he go.
But yeah, no, I did try them both because I had to make sure that they're all working and stuff like that before sending the money. Um, it's yeah, physical. I will always die on the hill. Physical for life. I saved close to €20, which it is commendable compared to PlayStation where they're selling it close to €30 pop. So yeah, there's that. Besides that, I actually bit the bullet and bought Unicorn Overlord. I was on the fence because I saw Outlaw for €35, while Yukon Overlord was for 25. So I asked you, and you said unicorn, so unicorn it is.
as it
Um,
should be.
yeah.
All
After
them
that,
games, and he's still gonna find something else to be distracted by.
He is
Watch.
gonna play something else. He's going to
He play
play
something else.
something
He got
else.
he bought 4 games, and he gonna play something else.
Well,
He's
hey,
gonna
he wasn't
go find a
finished.
new
He wasn't
demo.
finished.
I'm gonna prioritize. I'm prioritizing big games over them. But yeah, no. Going back to it, I finished. I didn't get the platinum cause fuck the platinum. I finished Assassin's Creed India. So this is basically close to um you can kind of call it an indie game, but it is a Ubisoft game,
Did
and
you just make a pun?
they try to make it canon by basically saying that the box that they're using is your box. So they're trying, but it is obscure. What I will say is it's surprisingly good. Like I had a blast with it. Everything worked gameplay mechanic wise. A story it meh. It's like it's a paper thin story, but I mean after them killing Desmond, everything from Assassin's Creed became paper thin in my opinion. Um, there is two type of gameplay which I was surprised by. I just thought you gonna roam the area and do your mission, call it a day. No, you're actually get uh, you're credited on your score, and your score is basically if you're killing enemies, you're not killing enemies, you can knock them out. If you're seen, you're not seen. But you can save come, and the second that an enemy sees you, you can reset, cause and it takes you to the last checkpoint, which they were generous with. What I did like is these um challenge event where you gotta go after an enemy and you have a significant amount of time, like 10 minutes. If you get it within 10 minutes or less, you get extra upgrade. I love that. I love rewarding players that play good. That's the best thing about it, I can say. Other than that, yeah, Bloomtown, Morgan said it when she said it's persona, like I can't stress enough how persona it is, even down to the music, the combat music, like that's so persona. I will say though, it add two a twist to the game. One is basically it's almost like a Dungeon and Dragon where everything is decided via dice, which brings a luck component to the game. That in one area it keep it fresh, in, in another area it's a little bit tedious. But luckily, and I can't also stress this enough, save files, while they are automatic, it's super easy to reload your save file, and you can load up to 6 or 7, but the first 3 or 4 is the same day, but after it becomes a different day. And again, yo, the humor in this game is so funny. I'm dying. Like, if from every character have a line that you're like, okay, that's funny as heck. Um, yeah, but and the combat, it's rewarding. Like, if you understand how the game is to be played, you can get out of it having founding a lot, and I mean a lot of um not persona, but like demons in this game. And yeah, I'm sur- I am surprised how good it was. I knew that it's exciting because, turn based and everything like that, but I was not prepared to to find out just how good it is. Finally, a game called Mark of the Deep. Uh, Demo of it is up right now. I played it. Think, imagine a little bit, not a lot, a little bit of uh, Hades, top down. I enjoyed it. Story is non-existent cause demo. I even didn't even finish the demo cause I started Bloomtown. But I enjoyed what I played from the demo, and that's a day one pickup for me. I had a blast with the concept mechanics that you it's basically a semi salt game, but without the salt. Basically, if you die, you don't lose your stuff. But for the rest of it, it is as difficult as a salt game, while enemies hit hard and stuff like that. Um, yeah, a lot of gaming, lots of gaming. But yeah, that's about it for me.
No, sounds good. Again, as you can see, most of the panels playing a lot of the same things. I mean, there's a lot of really good games that came out recently. A lot of good games we're finishing up for the year. Honestly, just a ton of great stuff to play. Um, if you guys are also in the chat, let us know what you're playing. It's always interesting to see what you guys are playing as opposed to what we're playing. But yeah, uh, last but definitely not least, we got the uh, the infamous K. You know, the working mama
Yay.
who
He's
has made
Astro
it.
She's
Mom
gracing
now.
us with
Say
a
it right. Astro Mom.
go.
Welcome back to the show. You know, like I said, always working but never forgotten. You know, we always mention
Right.
you. Like I said, you know, on the road, working hard. But we're glad to have you home for this week. So, how are you, ma'am? And what have you been playing?
I'm doing good. Let's see. I've recently beat Wasteland 3, and
Hey, let's go.
yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then I also got the plat for Astrobot. I finally beat that Master Challenge.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats.
Final.
Yeah. And let's see. Now I started the metaphor demo. So I'm
Ooh.
yeah. Which is that they're not my usual type of games, but I thought I would give it a try, because you never know. And I'm liking it so far. I haven't gotten too far into it, but I did notice that when it was downloading, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a big demo," because it was like 24 gigs, and I was like, "Okay." So, um, but yeah, I'm interested to push it a little bit further. And then the other game that I'm playing right now, my brother and I are playing that Dead by Daylight game.
Oh my God, he
The
done
casting
sucked you in.
stuff.
Oh, he done sucked you in. That's his PC ways coming out. That's what that is.
I know the
Yeah.
casting of Frank Stone, but
Okay.
like we were both heavy into Dead by Daylight when it in its earlier days. So like just automatically right there, we love the the franchise. So and it's pretty much like the Quarry. It's even Supermassive worked on it too. So it's literally like there's a certain number of characters you can play it as just by yourself, or you can have up to like 4 people, and then you pass the controller, just the same as with the Quarry.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's it's a cinematic horror experience. So we started that. Um, it's interesting so far. I like it. I enjoyed the Quarry. So,
Yeah.
um, if it's like the Quarry, then I don't see myself hating this game unless it's just unless the I hope the shooting mechanics are better than the Quarry. So
Right.
let's just say that.
Right. Oh my God.
Man, let's
Man.
not talk about that. I got PTSD from the Quarry. I kept trying to save Brenda's song. Okay,
We
that's the only
tried
character
so
I cared
hard.
about. Okay, shout out to Brenda. I
Yeah.
love her to death.
Yes.
But the shotgun mechanics, like you had to shoot. What was it, like a werewolf or something?
Yeah, it's like a werewolf. He was
Yeah.
running at you.
It just kept like we replayed it like that. That specific part to try to save her at least like 15, 20 times, and it did not work. Every time I missed, and I had to let it go. I was just
Yeah,
like,
we
it's
had
just
to
her
stop.
destiny to die.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I had to go back
Yeah.
separately because when you play co-op, you can't control it. So I went back separately, and in the beginning, you control the camera phone that she has in the woods the same way. And I was like, I completely understand how Morgan missed this shot so many times. I was like, what is this? It's like a delay. It's like you were playing
It is.
on like what is it, like like an Xbox Cloud or something. Like the delay is so huge. I was like, who designed this and thought this was a good aiming mechanic? Like, I was like, yo, they got the dude from like the janitor's closet or something to design the aiming mechanic in that game. They're like, bro, you ever design games? Bro, you should try. Why don't you come upstairs later? You know what I'm saying? We'll set you up. Like, yeah, that was terrible. But yeah, is that it for you, Kay?
Do what?
I said, is that it for you?
Yeah, that's what I'm playing at the moment.
And a little bit of Uno, of course.
Oh yeah, we played Uno last night, and Audrey was absolutely dominating all of everybody.
Okay, I would like to make an announcement that Audrey cheated. There's just no way. Okay, there's no way that girl won against us that many times. I was like, listen, I think Chungus, got in there and they became friends or something. She bribed him or something. She got all the good cards. Listen, I don't know what happened and why I kept losing. But because I'm usually the undisputed queen of Uno. But the cards were not in my favor last night. And that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
just tell Audrey that next time I'm not gonna go easy on her. Okay.
I mean, I think you can imagine how she would respond to that.
Absolutely. If you guys don't know, we all played Uno last night. Me, Morgan, Kay, Kay's daughter, and Sanctus. We all had a blast.
Shout out to Sanctus in the chat.
Yeah, so yeah, we do that every now and then when we get a chance to all get together. Schedules permitting, and it's always a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and Kay's daughter won a lot last night. I won a few. Everybody won at least 2 or 3 hands, but yeah,
Wow.
Audrey was on a roll.
I feel like that was a slight at me because I definitely didn't win. But
Wait,
Morgan didn't win.
Wait, I thought you won.
No, she did not.
I did
win
not.
a single game.
I be forget. I swear.
not.
I swear she won. One,
it's the way you specifically point out. Everybody won.
Everyone.
Everybody won. At least once, and then it's just me over here like, oh well, except her.
Oh man.
Except her.
Yo, I keep forgetting, but I swore you won one. Like, I'm just saying.
No,
Nah.
she didn't.
Nah, I didn't. I did not.
Oh, okay. That's my
Gosh,
bad.
she kept.
That's my
It's
bad.
cool. It's
Oh,
fine.
That's incorrect reporting on my part. My
Hmm.
fault.
That's per usual.
well,
It's okay.
I think you should be the most mad at Sanctus because she kept giving you the +4s and +2s
Listen,
like every time it was her.
me and Sanctus are on talking terms right now, so she knows what it is. She knows what it is.
Yo,
She kept
that
hitting
girl.
me with the plus 4s, +5s, +2s. Every time I wanted to go, every time I was setting myself up for the win in Uno, here she comes with nah, here, take these 4 cards. I'm like, all right, you know, yes, I don't really know how to play Uno, but surprisingly good at Uno. So I don't I'm not trying to take pity on her anymore. I was trying to play soft because she said she was new to this, but I feel like she hustled me, and that's okay.
Oh man, not the hustle though.
Lesson learned.
She showed up like the Uno shark.
Like the in the sitcoms where the dudes are in the pool hall and they're like, oh man, I don't really know how to play pool. Oh man. And then
Yeah.
they let the person win a couple times, and all of a sudden they come out and they're like the greatest pool player ever. And you're like, wait, hold up. Okay, I just got hustled. That's what Sanctus did to me the other night, and I fell for it. So
Yeah, daughter is absolutely you shouldn't handle her with kids glove.
Nah,
She
yeah,
not at
she
she
all.
is a
no.
menace.
Listen.
She is a menace. She beat out
Look, Audrey came out the
and
gate saying, I'm not gonna be soft on anybody. Everybody's getting these hands.
Yeah, she was not playing.
She let us know off the
yeah,
gate that she was not playing nice with us,
yeah,
and
Mm.
she
she,
beat
she
out
was right.
she beat me and her own mom in what you call it
I
Among
think this
Us
is in the
a
chat
few.
lying right now.
Oh
She's
yeah,
saying
Among Us.
I was trying to have Morgan win. No, she was not. Don't fall for her lies. She kept setting me up, kept hitting me with every card imaginable so that I would not win. So don't listen to her. She's in there lying. It's all right.
Nah, and yeah, you're right. She Audrey is ruthless in Among Us. She has explained that several times that she has no
Yeah,
problem killing anybody if she is the imposter. So yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to watch out for that when she finally teaches me how to play that game. But yeah,
Also, one last thing.
what?
She put 90% of Twitter people to shame. She played more games than any one of them combined.
I mean,
Well, Audrey's, she's a gamer.
she's a
So.
gamer. I'm born from a
Yep.
gamer, so
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. But yeah, as for me, of course, like I said, besides just playing Uno, I'm also playing Bloomtown as well. Playing through Persona 3 Reload heavily right now. Trying to push for the platinum. That's the goal. That's the main thing on the docket right now. Also, trying to get Priscilla to get through the initial part of Space Marine so we can play co-op on that. Um, so that's a big thing. They finally did launch ultra wide support because I'm playing on PC on my ultra wide monitor, and that was extremely annoying having to play in this smaller window, uh, where especially coming from a PC centric developer. But it looks like they finally got it together. The game's running great, looking great. So I'm ready to jump back into that and get a little bit further and see if we can get through this campaign and get through the operations. I'm also working on the second platinum for Vampire Survivors on PS4. Um, I
Did
did
you
get the
get the
platinum.
200 plus though?
No, that's on only on the PS5 version. I'm not done with it
Uh,
yet. But yeah, I think mainly that. The Metaphor demo I still have to start as well, which looks phenomenal. I've heard pretty much all good things. The only person that I know that really didn't like it really isn't an RPG player. So for them not to like it really isn't surprising. Um, and then I'm also finishing up Astrobot. I'm on the very last nebula that is on there. So the last set of stages, I finally beat all the square stages a while back. So yeah, that game,
that's all.
the lesson I think I've learned from that game is to take a break because it seems like every time I take a
Yeah,
break and come back, uh, I seem to nail it in like a couple tries. So yeah, I think that's most of what I'm playing, but I mean, there's always more. There's a ton of stuff to complete before the end of the year. Quite a few games still coming out, despite a few delays. 2025 is looking insane. I mean, honestly, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to pick, choose, and refuse again at the beginning of the year because I don't know what it is about the start of the year, but these companies just see it fit to pack the beginning of the
They
year,
have to get those games out before their first
the fiscal year.
quarterly ports. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they don't mind shoving everything in that for them first, 2 to 3 months. So, yeah, pick, choose, and refuse. Everybody be ready for that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into our first topic, which of course we're gonna go ahead and talk about the PlayStation 30th Pro um, launch here from PlayStation Direct, how it was handled. It looks like a lot of people were able to get, the regular Pro who wanted it. I saw a couple people that are in the chat for sure. I know Hero got his, Hero Down Under. I know he got his. And of course, the panel, everybody on the panel who wanted one, we all got a Pro. Not necessarily the 30th, but congrats to Morgan, as everyone has heard by now. She secured the 30th, so we're all excited for that. So at least
See, that's
one
why
person
she
we
lost
know
that
got it.
Uno.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
She
why
you
she.
yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
she lost the Uno.
That's why I lost. I used up all of my luck to get that, and so I have no more luck for the rest of the year. It's
Yeah,
over.
I
So I'm
mean,
gonna have to be very careful. Crossing the streets and stuff.
crossing the
Like,
street.
it's going
Where
to
is the
be
Absolutely.
luck
over.
potion when you need it?
You said, "Where's what?"
Where is the luck potion when you need
I know,
it?
right?
Got a refill. Got a refill. I mean, honestly, if it was losing at Uno and getting that, I would have lost at Uno all night. So,
Yeah, you're right.
I'll take it. But yeah, everybody, like I said, congrats to everybody who was able to secure their pros. It looks like Sony did a good job, at least with the regular pro, as far as stock is concerned. Even some of the places where it sold out, it looks like they restocked it pretty quickly. I mean, it's easy to do that
Yeah.
when you have the sole stock right now, which is why
Mhm.
they put everybody out so far on October 10th. For other retailers, if anybody wants to pick it up at stores, that'll be October 10th. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But
Yeah, I knew
yeah.
PS5 Pros, like the regular stock wasn't going to be a problem. Like,
Hmm.
for one, I think Sony was just prepared when it comes to the
Absolutely.
Pro. That they knew what happened when when the PS5 came out, and I think they're well aware of what's needed. And obviously, the Pro is going to be a little bit more niche. It's not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be for the average, gamer and consumer. So I think they have plenty, to go around for everybody who wants one. Um, yeah, that's why I'm like laughing at people who are trying to buy multiple to resell. I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't think that's gonna be necessary. PlayStation and
Exactly.
other retailers are gonna have plenty to go around. And
Yeah.
everybody in the chat, who pre-ordered one, or if not, you know, are you going to?
Yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, I like I said, it seems like they handled it really well. Like I said, we all got one. We'll just talk about it and we'll let everybody tell you what they specifically got because we all specifically got different things. Some of us got it, some of us didn't, but like I said, everybody who wanted one got one, and that's the important thing. And then some of us picked up a few things. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with Weeb, who I know picked one up and a couple things. So let us know what you got and how did you feel like they handled it, Weeb?
Yeah, as mentioned, I got the Pro, the regular one. I did want to try getting the 30th anniversary one, but yeah, it was like sold out in like 5 seconds. So
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
there was no chance now for me to get that one. But then, while I would have liked having that one, as you also mentioned, like the inside is the same, and who knows, there will probably be some crazy plates coming out that are just as good as the anniversary edition. So I'll be fine. It's yeah, we're getting it, because we want to have that performance boost, and so I can't wait for it to drop on 21st. And I also got the dual edge anniversary edition. because I was looking for a second one, since its battery life is obviously, as is known, not as long as the regular one, and I have had experiences with it running out during some gaming sessions. So I have plenty of regular dual sense controllers. I keep buying them for some reason, but yeah.
Guilty.
Yes, yes, I guess I'm not the only one with that problem. But yeah, if 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 once you have the edge, like you never go back. Like if you try to use a regular one, the difference is it's so noticeable that like it feels like a kiddie controller, right? Like you're and so I was thinking of getting another Edge so that I always have one charging, and they came at the right time with the anniversary edition, so I got that one. And I was also considering getting a Portal, and luckily I waited with that one, and then suddenly they announced that the anniversary edition, so I got that one too. So overall, with exception, I guess, for the um, for the anniversary edition of the Pro, I got everything I wanted. Yeah, as for how they handled it, well, I guess like I think we've also discussed like perhaps they should have done something with priority for their most loyal customers.
Hmm.
Um, that would have been nice, definitely, especially since you're seeing some people that were whining about it and then calling it like who is this for, and then still getting one. But yeah, I guess the only thing that kind of sucked was that apparently they just put you into sort of a random position in the queue, no matter what time you got on there. And there were some issues, like I was on there pretty early, but then like right when it started, and then um, they had like a captcha. You have to select the right pictures, and it didn't load immediately. So for me, then timed out, and then I had to go back into the queue, which I don't know, maybe theoretically could have cost me the 30th anniversary or not. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
never know. So it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so there are definitely some things that could have improved there. And I don't know, like um, I heard some people had some issues with the website. For me, it was fine, but I wish like I had tried to try to get that anniversary edition a few more times, as Morgan mentioned. So like I was like, fuck, I wish I'd done that. But then again, I also heard some people who tried that and then eventually were kicked out. So I don't know. We'll never know if what could have happened. But yeah, I mean, they could have done things differently. Could have think was on the technical side and the the how they implement in the process side. But
Hmm.
yeah, overall, like I don't know what they could have done. Like I at least I got the minimum that I came for.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean I'm good. At least I think this is a bit more of it's a more tenable situation than it was with the
The
PS5
original.
launch. But yeah, because that was crazy. Like yeah, you still have scalpers now, but like only for like I said, like anybody who wants to get one, like just a PS5 Pro was probably able to get one. Just the anniversary edition, that was the one that basically got away.
Well, agreed. Um, yeah, no, they like I said, I think they did a much better job. I agree with you than the PS5 launch. Um, we know the disaster that was, and how many people
Mhm.
struggled for about a year or more to get one. So yeah, I do
Yeah.
think they handled that way better. Um, I know in your case, Kay, I know you didn't get one, but you did pick something up. So how was your experience picking that up?
Yeah, so I I'm not looking for a pro, because I've already explained to you guys, but chat doesn't know, maybe not know. But I'm a truck driver, and the TV that I have on my truck is a 24-inch 1080p 60 hertz. So a pro for me on the truck is just it's I'm not going to be able to use it to its full capabilities. And then for at home, I could have one for at home, but like I'm never home long enough to really be able to fully enjoy it. And then it's like my daughter plays like she's not big on like how 4K 60 frames. So like that it just wouldn't matter to her. So like for me it's having a pro is just I don't need it. And 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 so I'm just I decided to skip on the pro entirely. But what I did want was the 30th anniversary controller. Um, I don't really care about the edge. I just honestly, they got me on the nostalgia bait. I totally took that bait really fucking hard because the nostalgia just got to me, and I'm like, oh man, it comes with that amazing like cord, and like it's just it hit me hard. So I had to get something, and so I settled for just the regular DualSense. And I mean, for me personally, I had zero problems. Um, I wasn't even waiting on my phone or at the computer like for it to be like, all right, it's about time. Like I wasn't even like that because I already knew that most people are going to be going for literally everything else. And even if a bunch of people are going for the regular controller, you know that they're going to make way more controllers than anything else.
Absolutely.
Um, so I wasn't in a rush. It's funny, I got up early, but that's just to do things around the house and have breakfast, and then we went out shopping, and then I was sitting in the car going, "Oh wait, yeah, the pre-orders today," and I got to the website and it put me in a waiting room, and I was in there for like an hour, and then it popped me right onto the website, and I had no issues ordering it. But of course I do feel like a lot of issues that people encounter on the website is literally right when the pre-orders open. It's like because you just have this huge massive amount of people get on, and like it fucks up the website, and they have to go in and like fix everything. So and so like it's like only after a couple of hours um, when they actually fix some stuff on the website.
Hmm.
And also, you're going to have a large amount of people that give up. They're just
Absolutely.
like, oh, well, fuck this. And like, they just leave. But then the people who actually stay and they keep trying, they're the ones that get shit because they don't give up so easily. But a large amount of people do leave, and so by the time I got in there, they've already fixed what was like bugging out. Like some people couldn't even hit the checkout button you know
Yeah, Viper
so like I
Viper
kind
had
of
that issue. He couldn't add anything to the cart for a while, and it basically it was lagging. Like because then everything appeared in his cart, and then it disappeared because he was able to
hmm
get it on another device. It was acting super weird for him. So yeah,
Mm.
we definitely got to see firsthand with Viper in chat how bad the experience could have been. But thankfully, like you said, the most of us got through no problem.
yeah. So I was able to I got in and out, like I said, like in an hour. um and this was after a lot of people left, and they've already fixed all the bugs that were kind of going on. So but at the same time, I am glad that I did remember when I did, because as soon as I got the confirmation email and I went on Twitter, like
Hmm.
I swear it was like maybe 5 minutes after I successfully checked out, that everybody was saying everything is unavailable. And I went,
Yep.
oh shit. Yeah, like poor Sanctus. That I could have been Sanctus. And so I got lucky, and I did get in there when I did. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, like I said, it looks like everybody got what they wanted. Like I said, in the end, and that's the really good part I'll take away from it. You know, I'm not gonna say Sony did everything terribly. I mean, the site didn't just go down entirely, so that's a plus. Uh, so they did actually manage the traffic well and things like that. And like I said, Sanctus did want the controller, and she was able to get it from her cousin on Twitter, uh, who is gonna get it for her. So, uh, like I said, she'll be excited for that. But yeah, you're not wrong. Not too long after you had secured the controller, I saw the controller started going out of stock, and people were freaking out. So yeah, those
Yeah.
did go out, and it seems like a lot of people got them. Um, but yeah, moral of the story in this case, when things like this happen, if people are wondering, be decisive, know what you want beforehand, because if Kay would have hesitated, she potentially would have missed it. So yeah, just know what you want so you can jump in there, grab it immediately, put it in your cart, and check out, and that'll
Yeah,
that'll make a big difference.
and all these sites that you go to buy stuff like Best Buy, Amazon, the PlayStation Store, like you can save cards and your billing and your shipping information. So then, like, just make sure if you have that all put in, like, prior, then all you gotta do is do click, click, and then
Don't be giving out the secrets, Kay. Don't be giving out the secrets, man.
check out. No, no, we gotta help the chat out.
Well,
You're right. You're right.
yeah, you can do it on everything uh, except PlayStation Direct, unless you purchase something prior. That is the one caveat to PlayStation Direct. For whatever reason, they don't let you pre-save your card info, so you would have
Mm-hmm.
had to purchase something prior to that, which is what we did. We purchased the stand ahead of time before everything went live, so that we could have one of our accounts with everything pre-in, because the last time we went to pre-order something on PlayStation Direct, the uh, the card entering section on the
Uh
checkout
huh.
is what broke. So I was entering my card, or trying to, and it just came up blank.
Mhm.
Like you couldn't enter
Yeah.
anything. So the only people who were able to check out were people who bought stuff from PlayStation Direct prior. So yeah, I learned my lesson on that one. But yeah, I know. Again, Morgan, we're gonna go to you, ma'am, because you are the woman of the
You need to say my
hour.
name like that.
You know, the woman of the hour, Queen PlayStation herself. You know,
Oh
how
man.
was your experience, ma'am?
Um. Yeah, it was still a headache. Um. Like we were in the Discord prior, right? We had talked the night before, like, hey, we're gonna get up early. We're gonna watch, the Xbox TGS, and then we're just gonna chill in the Discord until um, pre-orders went live, right? So the Xbox TGS started at 6 a.m. for us, so we were up watching that, and then after that we were just chilling in Discord, and it was me and Nate, Viper, and then later on Weed came into, and we were just all just in there, just in indirect, hours before the queue went live or whatever, and we were just in there just refreshing, trying to keep direct active while we were waiting for it to be 10 a.m. Um, and I was just refreshing it every few minutes, just refresh, um, scrolling through, putting stuff in my cart, taking it out, just trying to keep the page active so that whenever this queue starts, um, I'll, be hopefully at the top. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think honestly, I think it was just luck. I think I happened to be scrolling on the page, or refreshing the page right when the queue started.
Yep.
Because right when I was scrolling through, right, just kind of clicking on stuff, trying to keep the page live, that's when all of a sudden the page loaded and the queue bar showed up. And I said, oh, it's starting. And that was like, what, an hour before
Yeah, about an hour
it
before.
started? It
Yeah.
was like 9 a.m. So right around 9, that's when I was still scrolling on the site. And I think that's just why I ended up being near the front, because I was just active on it at the right time. Like, so it honestly was just luck, because And Nate was also still logged into Direct. I don't know if he was on it, but he was still signed in. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I figured I was pretty far because everybody else was kind of showing where they were in the queue, and my bar was pretty high. So I was like, okay, I'm at a pretty good spot, but that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to get in time to get the 30th anniversary edition. So like by 10 o'clock, none of us were still in there, right? Like we were all still waiting. Like Priscilla was in there doing the countdown. She was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and nobody's page opened, right? We were all still in line. And 5 minutes
Oh
went
man.
by. Still none of us were in PlayStation Direct. So we were just like, okay, yeah, they're gone. Like it's over. They're all gone now. So about 10, 12 minutes after 10 o'clock. So yeah, 10, 12, something like that. I finally got into PlayStation Direct. And when I went to, the first thing is here's the anniversary editions, pre-order now. And so I clicked the link and it said currently unavailable. So I was like, yep. I was like, okay, everybody, we missed out. All the 30th anniversary editions are gone. So I was just like, oh, well. So I went and put the regular PS5 into my cart. And then I went back to go get an anniversary controller because, I was like, I'll at least get something anniversary. And I know some told me, I was like, try one more time for the anniversary edition. And so I went back. It still said unavailable. So I refreshed it. And I refreshed it like 6 times. And all of a sudden, an add to cart popped up. I said, hold up. I didn't even say anything in the Discord because I didn't want to jinx myself. I just immediately just put it into my cart. It went into my cart. I said, oh my God. And then, put, payment, click my payment. It's already, my payment was already saved. My address is already saved on Direct. I mistyped my little CVC code on the back of my debit card.
Oh no.
And it said CV code inf. I said, oh no, wait, hold up. I was flipping out so hard, I dropped my debit card under on the side of my bed, and I was sitting there searching for oh my God, no, Morgan, no. And so I finally found it.
One job.
I was clawing for it. I was like, fuck, where is it? And so I finally found it, and I typed it in, and I was like, please God, don't let this thing disappear from my cart. And so it went through it, and it said purchase successful. I said, oh my God, no way. I was like, there's no way it actually went through. And so I checked and I was like, okay, I think it went through. And I told everybody about it. And they were like, oh, it did. I was like, I don't know. Let me check, my account. Because, on PlayStation Direct, your account will show you, the orders that you placed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tried to click my account. And then it threw me out the queue. I said, yo.
No.
It said you're going to have to wait an hour to get back in Direct. I said, oh my God. Okay. I think it went through, but I don't know. And so I hadn't got an email yet. Okay. So let me explain to y'all how my email is set up. Okay. They were laughing at me the other day, but listen, when I made my PlayStation account, which was during PS3, I accidentally misspelled my email. So the email was I ended up I just made a Gmail that was misspelled, right? The same way. And so that's what I use for my PlayStation. But the thing about that email is sometimes I get emails from PlayStation on it and sometimes I don't, right? When I ordered The Last of Us collector's thing from PlayStation Direct, I never got a confirmation email, but I got an email when it was shipped, right? So it works weird. I don't know why it does that. So I knew I wasn't going to get a confirmation email for this, even if I did get it. So I knew I had to go back in Direct on direct.com and confirm it. I got it there. So I had to wait a whole hour while I'm sweating. Like, I don't know if it went through. I don't know if I actually got it. I'm sitting here nervous as hell. Like, I don't know. I think it went through, but I'm not sure. And then, I checked and it did. But yeah, it was really just luck. Like I just happened to be refreshing at the right time. I don't think there's any kind of strategy. Maybe some people, because some people on Twitter were talking about, yeah, I knew I was gonna get it, blah blah blah. I think they were using like bots or something to get theirs.
Some people definitely have ways to skirt queues and stuff
Yeah,
like that
they were
from the
like, "Yeah, I'm
GPUs.
confident. Yeah, I knew I was gonna get it." I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay, you must have something
they
on your
do.
computer or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was legit just luck. But the way like I said, I knew everybody was gonna get at least a pro, but the way they handled the anniversary edition bundle was atrocious. And I've said this, like, I don't like the way they handle. Listen, this is not just a regular, special edition PlayStation, right? This is an anniversary edition. This isn't like they're, it's one thing if they're partnering with like a third party IP or something to do some kind of special thing, like, or some custom little PlayStation. Now, this is an anniversary edition. This is a celebration between a product and its fans, right? PlayStation wouldn't be having 30 years to celebrate if it wasn't for the fans. So the fans should get first dibs.
Absolutely.
And people got upset when I said that on Twitter. They're like, "Oh man, you're just mad, blah 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 blah." No, I don't care. It's not about me personally or even about my friends. Like, I just want to see it in the hands of PlayStation fans. Like, that's it.
Right.
Like, I don't have
Like,
to know them. It upset me when I see of these anniversary bundles on eBay being sold for 3 to 4 times the price. That doesn't make sense. That just tells me a bunch of scalpers and bots got it first,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I don't.
right.
That pisses me off because PlayStation only made 12,000 of these, and those 12,000 should be in the hands of PlayStation fans. Okay,
Absolutely.
you're celebrating 30 years of history, 30 years of being on the market. That's not easy. A lot of these companies fold. All right, a lot of companies have folded. All right, you were one of the few to reach 30 years and have 30 years worth of celebrating, right? And people and fans specifically want to celebrate that with you, so they should be the ones to get these consoles, right? Have a chance to get them. Of course, not everybody's going to get one, and for some reason people felt the need to tell me that, like, I don't, like, I'm stupid or something, like I don't know how to do math. Like, well, obviously not all fans are going. Obviously there's only 12,000. Of course everybody who wants one is not going to get one. I clearly understand that. That's not my point. I just want the 12,000 to be in the hands of fans. And so, in order to at least, not necessarily 100% ensure that it was going to be, but at least help, PlayStation should have implemented some sort of system like, okay, your PSN account has to be, so many years old, right? At least a decade or 5 years or something, right? Or use the system that they created recently, the PlayStation Star system, where, level 4 has its benefits where you get, priority customer support, right? You created this apparently to give priority to certain PlayStation players for their patronage. So why not use it to help you, when it comes to giving out anniversary editions or selling anniversary editions? I don't understand why they wouldn't, implement this in some sort of way to make sure that the people who were having at least have first dibs at it, like, not everybody's going to want one, but the people who have first crack at it are people who are actual PlayStation fans and customers. Like, I don't,
Exactly.
it's just annoying. Like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
you,
at
I
the end of
mean,
the day,
what
I
you just
do.
pointed out, there's so many options they could have done, and that's the frustrating
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. And it's like, I know it's not going to work 100%. There's no way to 100% keep away scalpers and people like that, from getting these products. But at least PlayStation could attempt to try, like, put
Well,
forth some type of effort.
wasn't there a time where the PlayStation where they looked at people's accounts and they said, "Listen, we're reviewing everyone's PlayStation accounts and we're going to send an email to, these list of people that are like, that hit these certain criterias, and those people with through those emails will get the chance to pre-order something first." Didn't they do
I feel
that
like
for something at one point?
I feel like they did. I don't remember. I do remember them sending emails out to people, but I don't know if it was for pre-orders or what. But I mean, they have the information though. Like you're saying, Kay, they have the information. They know our trophy scores. They know what we're playing. They know about our PlayStation, our PSNs. Like they have all this information. Why they're not using it when it comes to pre-ordering their anniversary items, it specifically, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
celebrating 30 years of PlayStation. Like I said, you couldn't celebrate 30 years if the fans weren't buying stuff. you
Exactly.
wouldn't have
Fair,
you wouldn't
sadly.
have a 30th anniversary if it wasn't for the fans. So give the fans first dibs at the products. That's my point. Like I said, I don't care if it's not from people I know. It doesn't have to be people I know specifically. I just want to see it out here in the gaming sphere among PlayStation fans, not on freaking eBay going for 5-10 grand by randos who just happen to be like, oh, this is going to be a high selling product, so let me flip it. Like,
Exactly.
That's the
And,
and
thing
pe-
is
and
that
people and
people
people
aren't
think,
gonna buy that.
well, yeah, I mean, a lot
yeah,
of people aren't. I mean, there are obviously some balling people who are definitely going to pull the trigger, but I mean,
Yeah, but
the problem ultimately, like she said, is that we verified, like people admitted that like this isn't like a guess that randoms got it. Like people were admitting that they didn't even want it, and they just woke up and just got in the queue because they knew it was happening. Like they were just
yeah,
awake for work. Like this guy was like, "Yeah, I just
yeah.
tried and I got in."
There were
So
people clogging up the queue who had no intention of buying any of these products. They just wanted to be part of the, I
yeah,
guess, part of the movement. And I'm like, why are you clogging up the queue from people who are interested in purchasing things? You're not helping. You're hurting. Get out of the line and just move out the way. Just watch on Twitter, participate in the conversations, but stay the hell off of the queue because you're clogging it and making it difficult for people who actually want to purchase these products. Talking about, I just wanted to see, like, you're not helping. You're not doing anything. You're being cumbersome. Just go away. Like people are pissing me off. And then you got people who aren't even PlayStation fans, like bragging about the fact that they got the 30th anniversary edition. Like, oh yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily want the pro, but hey, I'll take the anniversary edition. I'm thinking about flipping it and using it to get a PC part. Like, oh, bruh. Why did you even bother? Why are you here? Like, oh, people who are actively talking shit about the pro, who had no intention of getting it, who've been, for the past three weeks, right, have been telling everybody that would hear them from earshot that the pro's not worth it. It's not worth the upgrade. Sony's overcharging you. It's not doing anything different from the PS5. Just get a PS5 or just get a PC. You can do the same thing with the PC at the same price. Blah 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 blah. Preaching all this bullshit just to turn around and try to go for the pro.
yep.
And then when people call them out, they're like, "Oh, I mean, I never necessarily said it was bad. I was just saying you had other options." Bro, get out of here. Like, get out of here. People like that piss me off because they know exactly what they're doing. They're just talking in circles, talking bullshit. They cater to one side. They have their opinion of what it's like, and then when the truth comes out, when the product comes out, they're all in the lines, right?
Yep.
And everybody's wanting to get one now all of a sudden. I'm like, what happened? You said it wasn't this, you said it wasn't that. Why are you getting one? Well, I mean, it's for the tech, it's not necessarily, I just kind of want to test. Okay, bro, just all right, cool. You just want to do this, you just want
Yeah,
to do
and
that. Fine.
I'm gonna name names. I'm gonna be honest, because Big Tej, who under everybody's profile, crying with that terrible build, recommending people to buy this PC I wouldn't recommend on my worst enemy, got nerve to be up under everybody's profile talking about how he got the 30th edition after talking shit, like you said, for 3 weeks straight, talking about how the PlayStation Pro ain't shit. And he was like, well, that's not necessarily what I said. Bro, that's exactly what you said. Get out of here, bro. You're one of the main ones that don't deserve it. And I hope it don't ship, and I hope they cancel it on your ass. That's what I hope happened, because you don't deserve it.
Oh man, it's just insane to me. It's just insane. And then there's people upset that I'm saying that. Like, oh, what did you expect? It's a limited edition. Obviously, everybody's not gonna get one. Why are you crying? Blah 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 blah. Like me calling out PlayStation on the way they handle this. Like I would think that gamers would unite under this banner. Like, yeah, it should have went to the
yeah,
gamers, right? Like, yeah, you're right. It should have, gamers should at least get first dibs. But apparently saying that is like just the worst thing you could say. No, shut up. It's fine. PlayStation is handling it fine. You're just crying. It's not that big of a deal. Blah blah blah. Like, no, it is a big deal
It is
because
a big
for
deal.
the people
Absolutely.
for the people who have, especially for the people who have been gaming for as long as a lot of us in here, right? Who've been there for the PS1 and PS2, that's why that nostalgia hit. Like Kay said, she got the controller because the nostalgia hit. Like that gray, it means something to a lot of people. And for the fact that it's not going to the people who were there, for the people who were at that beginning stage, who have those memories with early PlayStation, that's shameful. PlayStation should be ashamed because now you got GameStop doing a better job at PlayStation's products because they're tweeting out, we bought these controllers, from the people who were trying to flip them on eBay, and we're gonna give them back to the gamers. Like, where's PlayStation need to be doing that?
Exactly.
PlayStation needs to be going on eBay, buying all these anniversary editions up, and try and at least reselling them in a better manner. Like, okay, you know what, we're gonna take these. Okay, we're gonna resell them again, but we're gonna check PSNs, we're gonna check trophies, we're gonna check levels at level 4 for your PS stars, whatever. Like, doing something to at least ensure that gamers get it. Now, if a gamer wants to flip it, that's their business, whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's
at
fine.
least,
Yeah.
because there's gonna be some gamers that want to, right? And that's their that's their prerogative. Cool, but at least get it to the gamers. It's
like PlayStation says, we need you to upload a resume.
Yeah, something like something, like, because they didn't do anything. The only requirement they had for the anniversary edition was
you just had to sign into a PSN.
Sign into your PSN, and you can create a PSN in like 5 minutes. Like,
exactly.
It's not like they were saying like, you've had to have a PSN for at least 6 months to order this anniversary edition. No, you just had to have a PSN, so anybody could create one right on the spot and be like, oh, okay, let me sign it up real quick. I'll order it and then I'll cancel it, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just frustrating because I'm just like, there's so many people out here who really deserved one. You know what I'm saying? Like, real gamers who would really appreciate that product, and PlayStation just didn't do anything to ensure it. Like, the gamers out here who really wanted it and really wanted that piece of PlayStation history could get a chance to get it. And it's frustrating. I'm not mad at the number, the 12,000. I'm not mad. That's what they wanted to do. I just think there should have been a better system so that those 12,300 or whatever, at least the gamers got a fair shot at it. Like,
I kind of wish they would have did 30,000 for 30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would have been better.
Sorry, Kay, I didn't mean to cut you off. What'd you say?
No, I was gonna say, I think it's crazy anyways that they only made like 12,000.
Yeah, it's supposed to represent the year. Like, I mean, like the full, like, I think 12/30. That's like December 30th. They said there was a specific number or a specific reason why they chose that number. It was in the blog post. I can't remember exactly, but it had to do with like a year or something. I don't know. But yeah, they should have did 30. I mean, it would have made a lot more sense to go 30,000 for the 30th or something like that. But I don't know.
I think the Pro should have been the 30th anniversary. Like, why make two version? Why not make like? Correct me if I'm wrong, but how much does it cost to just change the color?
I don't think it could really cost them that much.
Yeah, it doesn't really cost them anything.
PlayStation being petty for being petty. That's it.
I mean, yeah, because they know they can sell it for more because people will pay for it. I mean, we saw people who didn't care or want the Pro at all of a sudden, jumping on because it was gray.
Yeah.
I have no issue with them offering asking the money for it. I have issue with them making like for me, even PlayStation knew which one would be more desirable. Yet they didn't have a way to celebrate, their gamers. What puts them on the map. But hey, that's PlayStation for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they didn't handle it the best, but I mean, I think Morgan you know, made a lot of the points that we've all been talking about in the meantime.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Um,
Persona in the chat.
yeah, I mean, Bari had talked about it the other day while he was live as well. Basically,
He
straight.
was raging,
Yeah.
but at the end he got one.
Well, I mean, he got a
No,
pro. He
he
got a
got a he
pro.
got a he got the regular one.
Yeah, he didn't get.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
damn.
That's what he was talking about. Like he was like, at least I got the
That's
other
my
stuff
point.
I wanted. But yeah,
Like I don't get it because it's like again, real PlayStation fans missing out because of this messed up system that PlayStation implemented for this anniversary edition. Like I know they had to see the switch up of everybody as soon as they announced
oh yeah,
the anniversary edition,
the whole
right?
the
Because
whole thing lit up.
everybody was hating on it on the Pro until they showed off that gray color, and then all of a sudden, oh whoa, whoa, whoa! You know what? Maybe I was wrong about the Pro because this is kind of fire. Oh my gosh, they got the colors back on the buttons. Oh shoot,
Yeah,
it's
the pro
great.
made them yeah
Yeah, and they should
better,
have
but yeah.
immediately denied all those frauds that don't game by immediately being like, you need a minimum trophy score of this, this, and this
Oh,
in
you know how
order.
mad them people will be
Oh,
too. I need
absolutely.
a trophy score.
Yeah, like
And
what?
the thing is though, people will be like, but I'm not a trophy hunter. You don't have to be a trophy hunter to get trophies for playing games. Like
Exactly.
Right.
that's a falsehood people like to put out there. Like, oh well, that's not fair because I don't trophy hunt. You don't have to trophy hunt. Okay, you will get trophies simply by playing a game. All right, there's plenty of people who don't trophy hunt that got high ass trophy scores. Like, it's fine as long as you're playing games. You'll get the trophies will come. Like, you know, people who say that are being disingenuous. That's how I know you don't game because you're not paying attention. Like you should see those trophies pop up simply by you playing. Like, you know. But
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
Like I wasn't like Sam is saying in the chat, like exactly like that's what I'm saying. Like a score of like 300 and stuff like that, based on like if you've really been playing PlayStation this entire
Mhm.
time, like a lot of these people claim, a 300 trophy score is nothing. Like
Yeah.
like I know people who casually play PlayStation and have a 300 trophy score. Like we're not. That's what I'm saying. We're not really putting it out of the range. Is something
Hmm.
crazy. You know what I mean? If you had the 300 trophy score, and then maybe they was like I said, they make sure you're an active playing member of the
So
current
they say it
community.
because Steam does the same thing when they were giving away Steam decks for like the Game of the Year awards. When they give like away like the 500 Steam decks or whatever during the awards, Jeff Keighley show.
Yeah.
They make sure you have to have like a minimum time for having a Steam account and
Yep,
have
you
a
do.
minimum amount of purchases in order to qualify to get the Steam Deck. So
That makes
I don't
sense. Yeah.
understand why PlayStation can't implement a similar thing for the anniversary edition. Like, so Steam can do it, but PlayStation can't. Like, I don't get that.
Because sadly gamers aren't never celebrated.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I'm just like, it's a 30th anniversary, so the OG gamers and the people who are gaming out here should think first dibs on these products. But I mean, that's just me, I
Yeah, and,
guess.
and we're not even saying lock down all of them, right? Like we're saying, like at least allocate a portion for these people that you're like, hey, looking at all these criteria. We felt like you've been a dedicated PlayStation fan, and we wanted to invite you and give you the opportunity.
Yeah, send out invites.
Yeah, because everybody's not gonna
Mhm.
want one, right? Everybody's not gonna make that push. But if you've
Right.
been supporting PlayStation as long as I have, like I shared my picture on Twitter the other day, and everybody was like, oh, and then other people with that gray old school controller started sharing their stuff or their PS2 controllers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously you can't track it back that far, and I'm lucky to have those pictures from back then. But that's what I'm saying. Like you got a ton of people who have been messing with PlayStation literally this entire time that had zero consideration, and it's like when PlayStation has ways to consider that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is what it is, though. But like I said, in the end, shout out to everybody who got one because we all got one. In the end, we got the pro, and like we was saying, it's all about the performance increase and stuff like that. We want to play it the best possible. And, you know, Kay made her decision for what fits her best, which is another thing that we've told people. If your situation doesn't fit the Pro, don't get one. Like, the PS5 is going to be just fine. The PS5 9 out of 10 times is the best place to play currently, and that's not going to change. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not like they're gonna pull an Apple and make the PS5 slower
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing, literally nothing's going to
Yeah.
change on it.
I was rocking the PS4 Slim basically almost the entire time for PS4. Like, I never upgraded to a Pro and never
right?
really felt like I
Right.
needed to. It played beautifully. Like, all my games ran and looked beautiful on my Slim. Like, this is my first Pro console. So it's just like, you know, even if you're still rocking a regular PS5, you're going to be perfectly fine. Like, the PS5 has been killing it. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
like
yeah, yeah.
punching above its weight in a lot of the things it's doing. So yeah, a PS5 Pro isn't necessary for everybody, and you know you're gonna be perfectly satisfied with the PS5 because, like I said, there's still some untapped power with that PS5, and I'm sure by the end of the generation, you know, that's as you know we usually do, we're gonna see it being pushed to the limit, right? Those last couple years, and I think it's gonna start off with you know, Ghost of Yōtei. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that's what's up.
When I posted my controller, I jokingly said, "Hey, I didn't get to Pro because I wanted to leave one more on the market for you guys."
She's so nice, so
Yeah.
generous.
Yeah, so
Appreciative.
considerate. Well, I mean, but if you think about it, though, I really was considerate because then you have people out there that are like, "Oh, I'm gonna get one," you know, just
Mhm.
to like spite everyone, even though they don't really care about it. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I think what comes down to is one, street cred, two, bragging right, and three,
yeah,
it's just more money, eh? Because you get the Pro 30th anniversary, and then you put it on eBay, and you ask ridiculous amount of money for it, and guess what? People are gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
People paid. I mean, we saw what people were paying for the regular PS5 at launch. You know, when they couldn't get it at the initial launch, then they were selling it for like people were trying to sell it for $8,000 online. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think like I said, I told people people would purchase it. I mean, people underestimate the amount of people out here with that kind of money, you know, being pocket change. Like, it looks like a
Mhm.
lot to us that are working, you know, for 60, 80K a year or whatever you're making.
I would just be careful purchasing those anniversary editions from eBay. Like, you can at least make sure they actually got it. You know,
exactly. Yeah, be
make
very
them show
careful.
you them show you the number, what number it is, because them just posting, just the stock picture of the PS5 anniversary edition ain't enough confirmation
Oh
for
yeah,
me to
there's
make
always
that much of a purchase.
there's always a horror
they send
story from
you a
eBay.
box.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna
Send
send
you
you a
a
box with a
box
bunch
with
of bricks in
bricks
it.
in them.
Yeah. And I just spent 5 G's. Oh no.
Yeah, they're
No,
like,
I'm
oh,
coming to your house.
you should have read the description. You know.
I just
Yeah.
said the box. I didn't say you were gonna actually get a Pro. Like,
Exactly.
nah. Had to pull up to your house doing stuff like that.
But yeah, besides that, the hardware, like I said, again, shout out to everybody that got one. We're gonna be living it up, and you know, everybody with the regular, y'all still living it up. We still having a good time. Lots of great games to play, which is, you know, part of our next topic, which is the state of play versus the Xbox TGS. So we got two shows this week. We had the state of play, and then Xbox's Tokyo Game Show presentation. We had honestly some good announcements for both. For me, um, neither show, you know, went crazy or knocked it out of the park for me, but I got what I wanted from either show, and I actually have games to play from either one that was presented. So of course at the Tokyo Game Show, that happened later. So we'll go ahead and talk about the state of play. Let me go ahead and pull that up. But obviously, everybody kind of had an idea of their scores and what was, out of what was announced, what was your overall feeling for it. How do you feel about it? And then what was your game of the show? And I think we pretty much know what everybody's game of the show is. So we'll give everybody their game of the show for their state of play and their game of the show for the Xbox showcase if you also happen to watch it. So we'll just talk about them in tandem and go from there. And I know it's been a little bit since we got to Weeb, so let's go back to Weeb and let's get your opinion first, sir. How did you feel about the state of play, and then your game of the show from there, and then the Tokyo Game Show for Xbox, and your game of the show from there?
And you've done my homework, yes. Yeah, we've seen the state of play together, but like, yeah, don't remember much from the Xbox showcase. But yeah, the state of play was pretty good. We got some yeah, obviously great cadence of games showing, not that stupid Concord showcase that we had. Well, I guess we don't talk about it anymore because it doesn't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, there were definitely some interesting reveals. I liked the well, to be fair, I'm also was kind of surprised by like the remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn, because everyone was like, "Who's this for?" Right?
Yeah.
And then they showed up and it actually looked pretty good. Like they recreated with the graphics of and the visuals of Forbidden West, and now that they've shown that, I can see, okay, yeah, I guess that's what it was for. That now makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, there's a $10 upgrade as usual. So for that amount of money, it's obviously well, a no-brainer, I wouldn't say, but definitely, if you ever wanna replay it, and this is worth it because you get to play it in essentially the way it's, well, that's not necessarily supposed to be, but at least in the best possible way. Like they made an effort there. It's not just okay, we bumped the resolutions a bit and we're gonna charge you more money for this. No, this isn't a complete overhaul. Uh, doesn't change the fact that we of course want more new games or sequels to existing franchises. But and again, like the thing is, like, I don't have any issue with this because people are acting like this somehow means they're not actually working on new IPs or sequels of existing titles. Like like Guerrilla wasn't wasting their resources on this. Like this was done by Nixus, right? So it's not a loss in any regard. And if this puts them, if this is what they need to keep giving us those great games, those great sequels and new IPs, and then why not, right? Like this is not gonna. People are complaining about anything like that. They're calling doom and gloom. Like I saw people doing the same thing with Naughty Dog, that because they put out a lot of remasters. Like, yeah, fine, but we know they're working on new IP. We know they're potentially working on Last of Us 3. So I'm not worried about that. And as for other games, they well, it was great to see that there was a new game, the Midnight Walk, I think it was called. That yeah, it looked really good, and it initially looked like it was for VR, but turns out you can play it on PS5. So I will keep an eye out on that one. Um, and as for the rest, let me think. Oh yeah, Stellar Blade had the Nier Automata collaboration, and I love Nier Automata. So plus, we know it has enhancements for the Pro. And since I haven't yet picked it up, this might be a perfect time once the Pro arrives to
Oh, you lucky
to
bastard.
hop on. Yeah. See, I had a feeling. I had a feeling
Uh-huh.
that was related to this. Also some nice remastered collections from the classic JRPGs, like the Lunar collection that also looked really good. Was also leaked beforehand, but still exciting to see the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 2 getting a remastered treatment. I absolutely loved those games when they came out, or rather, no, I think I actually played them on PC, so that was a little later. But still, they were absolutely fantastic, and seeing and getting that treatment, and yeah, I don't know, I don't want to, jump ahead and hope they might actually make a new one in the series. But I mean, come on. I hope this does well enough from them to see that there's a lot of potential in reviving the series, because there's more to the story to tell. And if you've never experienced them, I highly recommend playing them, because they're absolutely masterclass in storytelling. There's absolutely, like, you miss out if you never experience those games, because they're that good. Um, and of course, the biggest announcement was Ghost of Yōtei, the surprise sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Nobody was surprised it was a sequel, but we were surprised that they went into a different direction. I think everybody was expecting it to just be a direct sequel to Tsushima, and they decided to jump ahead, like, I think 3 years, and change the setting, still Japan, but different area, and different era, and a different main character. And actually, I know that that there are some people, which I can totally understand, that you're disappointed that you're not gonna continue the story with Jin, but I'm actually kind of excited for this, because while I liked Ghost of Tsushima, I also fully recognize that Jin was a bit of a wet blanket as a protagonist, because he wasn't that interesting uh, um, overall. I mean, I liked the ending, like that the dramatic choice you had to make there, but overall, you were just sort of experiencing the world through him. You were basically, along for the ride, but not necessarily, interested in his story. The story was sort of secondary to the beautiful vistas, to the combat, to the experiences, being a samurai, or the ghost, right? And I think they made the right decision to switch this up into basically, I guess, maybe something like an anthology series, or however they want to, shape the series. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some connection to Jin, though I do hope it's not going to be, oh yeah, she's a descendant of Jin, because that's kind of uh, cliche. It would, and makes her more of her own character if she has not necessarily a direct link to Jin, because and I think that's also what they're implying, that she sort of reached this concept of a ghost, without, in her own way, without directly being guided by what Jin has done. Like, and the same way Jin himself has sort of become that, because he realized the tactics that the Mongols were using. Their wave, fighting wars wasn't going to cut it. He had to change things up to make sure they could actually win against these overwhelming odds. And yeah, so I definitely like what I've seen so far. I mean, of course, it looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It gives him also an opportunity to, change things up in terms of gameplay, so that you can have different fighting styles, and rid you of the stupid problem with sequels, where you have this where you have to somehow explain why your main character suddenly forgot all their moves that they learned in the previous game. Um, which yeah, it's a game, so generally we forgive developers for doing that. But if you're trying to make a realistic game, it's always gonna be an issue. That you always have to sort of have a contrived way of explaining. Oh yeah, you have amnesia, or you got rusty, or suddenly you lost all your equipment, or your enemies are suddenly way tougher, and your old moves don't work anymore. I don't know. There's always some stupid reason why that doesn't work, and now you don't really have to because you're starting fresh from a new character. Yeah, I mean, looks absolutely amazing. Which definitely was sort of the highlight. Wasn't expecting it because they really sort of were. Well, it was speculated, but kind of the way they set it up. It was like, oh yeah, now we have the sizzle reel for the pro, and that's it. And then there's the one more thing. Yeah, and that was absolutely the one more thing. So yeah, I mean, I I really liked it. I think it's yeah, great show. Like definitely 8 or above. Absolutely the Ghost of Yōtei reveal elevated it, but overall was a very decent show. Definitely learned from the mistakes they made for the previous one. Um, yeah, I mean, it definitely helps sort of whet the appetite for what's to come, and also what you can do with the pro once we have it in our hands. Which is also interesting that it's sort of that maybe I'll wait with Dragon Age until the Pro drops, because it also has enhancements and I have other games to play then. So yeah, that sort of also sort of changes your at least my potentially changes my planning, that I might plan around the Pro's arrival and playing some of these games in the way they are intended, or at least in an enhanced way. So yeah, that's my impression of the state of play.
How'd you feel about the Xbox Tokyo Game Show and your game of the show for them?
Uh,
I mean,
yeah.
I know they didn't show as much that really
No,
was
no,
kind of up
yeah.
there, but if you can remember, if you don't, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying. There was. I mean, look, they had of course a couple of things that looked interesting, like we knew, like it's great that they have sort of Metal Gear Solid Delta for the opening, even though we're already sold that. Expectedly, Asian Mythology had
Oh,
their the expansion, which basically the expansion the original game had, or the second expansion they had.
yeah.
I brought that back. So yeah, that was interesting. Uh, I think for the highlights, probably Thread of Time. I'm not sure if it had a trailer before, but it definitely looked absolutely up my alley, up your alley as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that looked amazing. And I'm not sure if it has a PlayStation uh, you know confirmation is coming there. But yeah, I mean that's something that I will probably get on PlayStation when it gets there. But because that was, that definitely looked great. And yeah, other than that, but I think there were some games that were already revealed. I guess they was somebody was stating that they were going to get the whole slate from Square. I guess they were about 5% right about that, because yeah, they're getting the Final Fantasy Pix remasters and the Mana games. But yeah, no show for the big titles. 16, 7 remake. Yeah, that's apparently not gonna happen after all, even though the insiders told us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. What else was there? Um, There was another game that I. Oh yeah, that sort of Tanuki game that looked also kind of fun, but
Yeah, that
um,
is very
yeah,
very Japanese.
very Japanese. Yeah, I think I jokingly call that sort of Xbox as Death Stranding. Um, but yeah, I mean that was about it. What I at least yeah found interesting from that showcase. Um,
Definitely.
so so I say not a terrible showcase in any way, but yeah, not really special compared to PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation having that Ghost announcement sort of
Just kind of
nullifies
topple
anything that
everything.
yeah they can you can't really top that and well yeah they could have of course dropped something from them like it's not like they I don't think they have anything really they've already sort of blew their load with the E3 or whatever it's a Game Fest showcase which was really good but yeah I mean I don't think they're that this time ready to show anything new in that. Though it would be great if they, had dropped some release dates or some gameplay trailers for those games. Um, but yeah, I mean, so like I said, not a bad showcase, but also not very impressive either.
No, I agree. Good job. Morgan, I know you also watch both shows. Uh, obviously, well, we kind of know where you're headed, but what did you think of the uh, the state of play first, and what was your game of the show, and then of course the Xbox showcase and your game of the show there?
Yeah, as far as the state of play goes, I'm glad we liked it. I was left kind of unimpressed, all but for the end. Yo. But yeah, I was just like, I mean, it just felt like we were just getting a lot of rehashes from stuff we've already known about. Like,
Hmm.
there's Monster Hunter again. Oh, there's freaking TMNT Shredders again. Okay, there's Sonic and Shadows. Okay, we saw that earlier that day.
We did.
Um, it's cool that we got announcements for DLCs for Astro and Stellar Blade, but we already knew those were coming. Um, and then the best part of the show, the controllers, brand new colors, guys. I was just like, oh, PlayStation. Uh, I mean, we finally got a date for Lego Horizon. Cool. November. That's pretty much when we all figured it was going to come out.
Hmm.
So that was a plus. We got the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster, which looks fantastic. Got the Forbidden West visuals. Um, I will say I am glad that at the end of the showcase we didn't get a Days Gone remaster because I was praying to God Sony wasn't that stupid to do that. So as of right now, they haven't been that stupid. So we'll see.
As of right
We'll
now,
see if they
yeah.
cross that line and have if they get hit upside the head with the stupid stick. We'll see. But yeah, it was just like just a lot of rehashes and stuff we already seen. Like I don't expect a E3 2016 level kind of thing from a state of play. Like I know what encompasses a state of play, so it's not like I'm taking off points or whatever because it's not first party. Like nah, like I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
But I expected some updates on some stuff we haven't seen in a minute. Like where's Little Devil Inside? Where's Pragmata? Okay, where is KOTOR? Like where are all these other games that were talking about they were partnered with or were publishing a couple years back that we haven't gotten any kind of updates whatsoever? But then we get a state of play with a bunch of games we already knew were coming. A lot of them gameplays and trailer stuff that we already seen. So I'm just like, it was cool. A lot of those games I'm going to play, but all those games I already knew I was going to play. So
Yeah.
it wasn't giving me new information or showing me new games that I wasn't already gonna get anyway. So I was just like, with the state of play, it was like a 5.5 to 6 for me. I mean, what saved it was obviously the Ghost of Yōtei. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge Ghost of Tsushima fan. Okay, and I said multiple times that I was gonna scream whenever they revealed it, and I did. I tried to hold it back a little bit because I know I'm in their ears. We were all in the Discord watching this data play, and I didn't I didn't want to make their their eardrums bleed out, with my screams of surprise. But yeah,
The excitement was
absolutely loved it.
palpable. You right?
Yes, the excitement was crazy. Like watching the trailer, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's it!"
I
I saw,
called it
it was
first.
black and
I
white.
knew what it was.
It was black and white. The flute started playing. I knew. I was like, "Yo, this is Ghost. This is Ghost." Like it
Mhm.
is. Like it was black. Everything looked perfect. I was just like, "Look at it. Look at this backdrop. Look at the sceneries. Look at the just look at the landscapes they're showing." I was just like, "Man, this looks fantastic." And we see the main protagonist coming out wearing the mask, and I'm just like, wait a minute, it's looking real feminine behind that mask. That's not Jin. Hold on, who is that? At first I thought it was old girl from the first game. I can't
Yeah,
I did
recall her
same.
name.
too.
And I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
what I
okay.
thought as well.
I was like, okay, she like kind of taking up the mantle a little bit while Jin's kind of sitting on the side for a minute. And then, she revealed her face. And I was like, oh, this is a new character. Oh, snap. Okay. Okay. Then they revealed the name. I said, oh, we're doing a whole different direction. Okay. You know, and like I said, I am a fan of Ghost of Tsushima. And as somebody who's a fan, obviously what I was looking for when it came to the Ghost sequel, I thought we were going to get a continuation of Jin's story. I thought it was going to further that and go maybe onto the second Mongol invasion. And we were going to go to mainland Japan where he had to fight like the shogunate or whatever. Right. And that's where the direction that I thought the story was going to go. But seeing this, I'm not mad at it. Right. Like, I'm the type, especially when a developer has proven themselves, I'm gonna let them cook. Okay, I'm not a writer. All right, I don't. I'm not a game developer. All right, I can't tell them what their vision should be. Yes, I can wish for something, but I'm gonna trust the process, right? That's what that's what the kids love to say. You gotta trust the process. So I'm gonna sit back, let them cook. All right. But I have there's not like I'm sitting here waiting for them to fail. Like I have no doubts that they're gonna knock it out the park, right? And it saddens me to see the community so upset because Jin is no longer the protagonist and they're upset. Oh no, it's woke, it's this, it's that. Like we gotta stop using the word. Yeah, like this community has this thing where they overuse terms just simply off of that they use woke just because they don't like something. Like that's where it's become. That's what that word means now. It just means I don't like this. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's how
essentially.
overused the word has become. Like you're not even using it correctly. It's just, oh man, a woman, I don't like that. Like can we give the game a shot first before we start tearing it up? Before we start, like, how do you know it's woke? We don't even know the story. We don't even know who she is, what her background is, why she is the way she is. Like we know nothing, and y'all already
I
claiming it to be
They're
things.
deciding
I
it based
bet
on the main character,
Like
actual character. That's why.
my thing is, why do y'all give a damn about what the voice actor does with her personal life? Okay,
right.
they're called actors for a reason. All right, that she's playing a character. What she does in her own personal life has nothing to do with the character. Just the same way what you do when you clock out of work has nothing to do with how you act when you're at work. Like y'all sitting here trying
Right.
to push her personal life into the game, like, oh, it's gonna be woke because she did this. Listen, they've written a story already. All right. She's going to read the lines for which she was given, and she's going to act on the character the way it is written. All right. Stop trying to project what she's going to be just because she has beliefs that you don't necessarily agree with, or she says things you don't necessarily like. The crazy thing is she's been voice acting like all over when it comes to games. She's been in many games and nobody has had a problem with anything she's done until now. But that's because once people found out that it was a woman, they felt the need to go out their way and research and figure out who she was so they could find something that they didn't like in order to justify not wanting to play this game. That's what this was about. Like, let me find something. Who is this? Oh, who is this woman? Let me look up what she does and who she is and what she says so I can be justified and why I don't want to purchase Ghost of Yōtei. Let me see. Oh, look, she says this, guys, so I won't be buying it. Like, if
I
you
bet
don't
if
feel
she
the
looked
need.
like the female protagonist from Stellar Blade, they
Oh
would not
yeah,
say it was
if
woke.
she had everything hanging out, with the
Then
and
finally,
while she had the katana, oh, they'd be all over that. Oh, absolutely. Oh man, look at this badass. I
wait,
can't wait to
but
play.
an important question: will there be the hot spas, and will we
Yeah,
see
that's the real
cheeks?
question. I mean, that
Oh,
that's
ooh.
that's the
The hot
questions that
springs.
people should be asking. She should be excited. Man, are we gonna get a hot spring shot from her?
Mm.
That's the questions we need to be asking. But no,
I've seen a few
we're
people
upset.
asking that.
We're upset.
So yeah,
We're upset that it's a woman, and we don't want her
I
here.
I hope Yōtei is woke as fuck.
I do too, just to piss people off.
To,
The thing
by
is,
the way, Tsushima was woke too in using their terms because they had a couple of gay characters in there. Like
oh yeah,
they
the
have
main
very
woman
short
in there,
memories. Hmm?
the first woman you meet, the older woman,
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
the
has a
older
lover who
woman.
you meet like later on in the game, a female lover, and nobody had a problem with that. Everybody's saying, well, it doesn't make sense because women weren't samurai. Y'all had no problem with fighting with a woman samurai in Ghost of Tsushima. I didn't see none of y'all as saying anything about, oh, this isn't accurate. Why is she a samurai? She's a woman. She shouldn't have a sword. She shouldn't have a katana. Why is this in the story? Y'all have no problem with historical inaccuracy until you don't like a game. That's really what it is. Until you don't like something, then all of a sudden y'all become like historical professors at Harvard, and you're like, well, actually, in during the Kotai region, there was no female. Like, shut up. It's a video game, bro. Like,
That's
sit back and shut up.
like no one talked about historical accuracies or inaccuracies for Assassin's Creed until Shadow was
You know,
revealed.
like we're sitting here fighting Anubis and damn near and Assassin's Creed Origins, and nobody had a problem. We're fighting a dog god in Assassin's Creed Origins, and nobody batted an eye. But all of a sudden, you got a black samurai, and there's everybody. Well, actually, that was an inaccurate deception of who he actually was. In fact, he was a slave. Like, shut up, shut up. Just say the truth. You just don't want to play as the character. Just be honest. Stop trying to hide behind you having a master's in Japanese history. Like, just say the truth, because you trying to hide behind all this bullshit is just pissing everybody off. Like, just be honest with how you feel, and just say, I don't want to play as him. I just want to play. I just want to play something else. I don't want to be a black guy. Like, just say that. All right.
Oh, you mean like the mod for Angry Boater to make her white?
Oh yeah. And now we got a mod in God of War Ragnarok to make Agrabota white, and people got upset because they took
removed
down
it.
that mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moderators was like, no, we're not doing that. And they were like, but why? It's our creative freedom. And I just, because it's racist.
I want a mod where Kratos is literally Christopher Judge.
That would be actually a cool mod.
That would be a cool
But
mod, yeah.
But yeah, it's just sad, because I'm just like, I know a lot of, like, at least innate in here, we have all seen well, I don't know if we've all seen it, but a lot of people in this community have talked about watching the series. What was it? The crap.
Shogun?
No.
Blue Samurai.
Even though, yeah, the Blue-Eyed Samurai, right?
Oh yeah.
And how much of a badass she was in that dang show. All right.
Yeah,
And
she
how
was a
much
beast.
everybody, I've seen nothing but praise for that show. I've never seen anybody talk about how it's historically inaccurate. I've never seen anybody say, oh, well, she's a woman, she shouldn't be a samurai. I've never seen anybody give nothing but praise that show, as it should, because that show is a freaking masterpiece, and I can't wait for season 2, right? But I'm trying to figure out how you go from everybody praising that show and being excited and loving it to now we get the opportunity to play as a female samurai. Why would you not put the two and two together and be like, you know what? There's potential for this to be amazing, right? But instead, you immediately go to, oh, it's woke. Like, this is the thing that kills me. It's like the anti-wokers just pick and choose what they want to deem as woke without any type of proof or
See, we have to
any type of
consult
data
Drums.
whatsoever.
He's
Like,
Drums is the professional. We have to
yeah.
consult him.
Oh yeah, you're right. We have to talk to him first. But it's just sad, because I'm like, we got some great female samurai media this year already, universally praised, and people don't think that we can do that again. Like we can get another one. Like I don't get it, but anyway, that's how I feel. I gave the state of play like a 5.5, a 6. I just wanted some updated news on stuff we hadn't heard, and I just felt like they were kind of regurgitating stuff we already knew. So I was just like, it's okay. Like I said, Ghost of Yōtei kind of saved it. Obviously the best announcement at the state of play. But as far as the Tokyo Game Show for Xbox, I mean, I don't think I came in there with any lower expectations than the average Xbox fan, because I mean, we were told the whole slate, like we've said, the whole slate of Square Enix was supposed to be hitting at the Tokyo Game Show. They were going to be getting not only the Pixel remaster for Final Fantasy, we're all supposed to be getting Final Fantasy 16. We were also supposed to be getting the remakes, because apparently y'all think y'all know about the contract when it comes to Final Fantasy 7 remake, but y'all don't really know it. That's what I heard. Sony don't got it locked down like we thought. That's what the word on the streets was, right? That's what everybody was saying. Sony doesn't have 7 on lock. All right, the Xbox has made a deal in order to put Final Fantasy 7 remake on Xbox. So I came in with those expectations, because I'm going in with the same expectations as other Xbox fans, as they've been told, right? Before the showcase started, we got the Pixel remaster leaked, right? Wario or whoever or somebody, because I guess it leaked early on the Korean Xbox homepage or something like that. And so people saw that the Pixel remaster was coming. And so I guess, because I would assume the same thing, I guess a lot of people assume that, okay, that means we get more, right? That's just, they're just kind of showing this is going to be just the first drop in the bucket, but we're going to get more. So, they expected bigger things. This is just like the little announcement, right? Watch the showcase. Turns out that was the and one more thing. Which isn't bad. The Pixel remasters are great, but I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting Final Fantasy, some mainline Final Fantasies to be dropped in there. Like I said, that's what we were told. And then with the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster, it wasn't even dropped into Game Pass. They're making them pay full price for it, which I mean, I find hilarious, because that means nobody on over there is going to buy it. So we'll see if they put their wallet where their mouth is and actually purchase some JRPGs
No, we won't. We won't see that.
and show Square what they're missing out on, right? Show them that we're missing out on this customer base, that we're an important customer base, that we can help with these low sales that the PlayStation players are just not helping with. We'll put you above, and we'll help you get your money back. That's what they all said. So we're gonna see if they're gonna help. Let's see, y'all gonna help Square Enix out with their revenue. We will see.
They're not gonna.
Hey, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's what they said. That's what they said.
So
that's what they said. They said Square mixing out on the Xbox cash.
What happened with Sega? We didn't get that, but we gave them that benefit of the doubt.
We still we don't know.
We still don't know. Yeah, we don't have the data.
Because Metaphor is going to be the big test, and Metaphor hasn't come out yet, so we don't know what's going to happen with Sega. But it was honestly uneventful. It was a lot of games that are already on PlayStation that were being shown. I was just like, oh, this is a recycled show. Okay. PlayStation should have, hit them back with the lick like they did and say, oh, look, all these games are going to be on PlayStation 5. Like, but they didn't. They don't feel the need to punch down at Xbox. That war's over. They just let them have their licks. But I will say the best game at that showcase, the Xbox Tokyo showcase, was the what's it called? The Threads of Time JRPG. Yeah. Kind of looks like a Sea of Stars kind of thing going on.
It does.
That's definitely what it was giving me. The animations look cool, look clean. It was really a beautiful game. So and I'm pretty sure that's going to be multi-platform. So no problems there. So that looked good. Trying to think of anything else. That Tanoki Pond Summer, that raccoon that was like the mailman game.
Yeah.
That looked pretty cool. oh, we got to see Indiana Jones speak Japanese. That was
crazy.
that was interesting.
How was the voice
Wow.
acting?
Wow. It was something else.
It really
That'll
was.
that'll win the Japanese.
I need to check that.
You know, a Western hero who's fallen out of faith, you know, even in the West, you know, hasn't been relevant for like 20 plus years. Him speaking Japanese all of a sudden will definitely garner the Japanese fan base.
Yeah.
You know, hey guys, we got you know, actual Japanese dub for the game, so buy it. You know, the 10 people who have an Xbox in Japan, should be excited about that. But trying to think of anything else.
Of course, they showed, like you said, something that we already knew about, but at least we got to see more of it, which was Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Oh yeah, we finally got to see the first little bit of kind of gameplay from that, or at least a story bit from it. It looked good. Looks
it
good.
did look really good.
I'm excited to play that on my Pro, which will be Pro enhanced. You know, that PlayStation has already announced it will be Pro enhanced. Even if it's being
You like being petty, yeah?
marketed by Xbox, it will be the best place to play on console will be on the Pro. Just making that known.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just letting people know this information. What else? They announced that what was it? What the hell was that remaster that they did?
River?
StarCraft.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you know, Xbox did that thing where they, you know, that they normally do, which is piss off their console fan base, by announcing StarCraft Remastered 1 and 2, but it's only going to come to PC Game Pass.
Yep.
And Ultimate on PC, you know. So the only place you can actually play it is on PC, and they made that announcement at their Xbox showcase because that makes sense, right? Then they brought out Sarah, you know, Serabando. She likes to say her name when she's in Japan. To, you know, to tell people, hey, you don't need an Xbox. You could play on a Fire Stick. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, that was wild.
Why do they keep advertising that? Like, why are they just basically saying, yo, our console's useless. Get you some $30 Fire Stick, fire up our xCloud. You don't need Xbox. Like you hit them with the, oh, here's this game for PC. Oh, and here's this other thing that also is not about the console. Like, I don't get why they keep doing that. I mean, I do, because I mean, they're not really selling their consoles, so get that money where they can.
Yeah.
But the way they keep slapping the console in the face is just
It almost feels like they're trying to force them away from the actual console.
It almost feels like that a little bit. We saw a little bit more of that. Was that Slitherhead game?
Yeah, we did.
Slitherhead.
Yeah. It looks okay. I mean, I'm not really into the kind of scary type of game, so it's not for me personally.
Yeah, it's not for me.
But it looked good though. Yeah, as far as the gameplay goes, it looks cool. And then we got Dragon Quest.
Yeah, they showed Dragon Quest
3.
HD 2D.
That looked cool.
Then
with the Game Pass, they got the Trials of Mana and Legends of Mana. A little late, but it's in Game Pass, so hey, yeah, live it up, I guess.
Why not, right?
Why not? You know, yeah, cool. Anyway, but like I said, then they ended it with the one more thing, and that was the Final Fantasy 1-6 pixel remaster, and no one was left impressed with that.
That's not even in Game Pass. That's the
yeah, it's not in Game Pass. Like I said, they'd have to
they gotta
pay for
buy
that,
it as they should.
And I think that was the biggest blow because, like I said, Xbox fans are really only ever interested if it's in Game Pass. They're only ever interested in most of these games if they're in Game Pass. So if you tell them that it's not, that kind of just turns off the lights in their head, and they're like, oh no, I'm not getting this game. Like, that's not for me. So yeah, I was actually kind of surprised. I thought Square would kind of just take the money from Xbox, like, and
just toss everything on Game Pass. Yeah,
just toss, yeah. But you know, Square, and they like their money. They like their money. You know, whatever they deem valuable for their IP, that's what they want. So they said, this game is $60, so we want our $60 from each and every one of them. So
absolutely,
that's what they want. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're gonna throw it up at the club for, you know, that $300 they get from Xbox for this game. Yeah, they're gonna go to town with that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like I said, my game of the show for that was Threads of Time game, which looked really cool. But yeah, I kind of felt a little upset that I woke up that early for that show. Not gonna lie.
Oh
Yeah.
I mean,
man.
at the end of the day, it did help me stay up because I was trying to stay up for the pre-orders of the
Yeah,
PS5 Pro.
we
So
really stayed
it
up for the
did
PS5 Pro, so
have its uses, right? It was something to help me get up, get the blood flowing, you know.
yeah.
So there was that.
What she said.
So I mean, if it had come out any other day, I would not have woken up to watch it. But it just so happened to come out on the day of pre-order, so it worked out in as far as the schedule goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give that like a 4. Didn't really care for anything that they had to show. Really felt like, especially since Phil Spencer himself, like he made that little mini announcement for people to come like fans around Xbox fans around the world need to come and watch the Xbox TGS show,
Yeah.
Tokyo Game Show. I mean, um, he made a big deal like there was going to be some huge announcements, right? And so
He
that's why
did.
I think that's why everybody thought that there was going to be Final Fantasy 16 and 7 remake, because he made it seem like it was a huge deal and people need to come through because you're going to get some big announcements. And I'm like, once again, he's like over hyping something real mid, and I'm just like, I don't know why he did that, especially when it's a show this early. Like you tell people to get up, and then it's just like, why'd you make me get up for this?
Kind of
So
oversold them tickets.
yeah, I don't, because I mean, even I thought they were going to get 16 at the very least. I was like, okay, they're going to get 16. My thing was, is it going to be in Game Pass, or is it going to have to? Are they going to have to pay for it? That was really the only thing that that I didn't know for certain, right? I thought, I didn't know if it was going to be a Game Pass game or if it was going to be just straight up buy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't get that. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to get plenty of other tweets though about, hey, don't worry guys, we're going to get Final Fantasy 16 next year.
Yeah.
I think this is about the 4th or 5th year that they made that tweet that Final Fantasy 7 remake is coming to Xbox. So, the people who keep making those, they still got a job. Hey guys, don't worry, Final Fantasy 7 remake is coming in 2025. I heard a rumor, right? So we're gonna keep that train going until eventually it works, and then when it does happen, they'll be like, "Oh, I was right. See,
True.
I got it right on the 5th time." You know what I'm saying? Like I just had, it was a guess. That thing they do. But yeah, I felt like it was a waste of time, honestly. But I'm glad for the people who enjoyed it and people who are now going to get these older JRPGs into Xbox. Happy for you. I mean, you could have played it on the other system that you already own, but happy that you got it on that now.
Absolutely. So I'll go real quick out of order typically, but just because you guys have pretty much said it. Yeah, the state of play for me was like a 6. Game of the show was obviously Ghost of Yōtei. It looks really good. I mean, I completely trust in that team. Um, they did an okay job, but like a lot of people said, it's definitely time to stop holding back on the first party reveals. So uh, I'll be excited to see what we get from there. Um, as far as the Xbox showcase goes, uh, I mean, they showed a lot of stuff I'm interested in, but again, it was more the Me Too show, uh, and the show where we've seen a lot of stuff we already knew about. The StarCraft remastered thing was kind of cool. I mean, I was a big StarCraft fan. Played StarCraft in high school, as well as StarCraft 2. I was a big fan of that scene and the esports scene for a number of years. Metal Gear Solid, obviously a huge fan there, but again, coming to PlayStation. So that's where I'll be playing it on my PS5 Pro. Um, like Morgan said, Indiana Jones speaking Japanese, that was hilarious. Um, Tanuki, again, that Japanese, esque Japanese game. I just gotta laugh at how Japanese that was. That game just, I couldn't make a game more Japanese than that. But yeah, it does look interesting, and I'm sure that's coming to PlayStation as well. Threads of Time, also multi-platform. Game of the show for me by far. That game was phenomenal. It just looked like everything I want in a JRPG. So I'm ecstatic about what they showed with that. Uh, Went on ahead and followed the developer. Looked at a number of things that followed with the game. Um, they also showed off Atelier Yumi, uh, which is uh, which is I guess going to be the first game that they have on Xbox, I believe, from the Atelier series, which
Yeah,
is
it is.
interesting. Yeah, so and then another,
The
which is
irony is
ironic
with
that
that
another
is,
one was announced and then it is not coming to them. So
yeah,
yeah, um,
but apparently that one is
it's not
a
turn based.
spin-off from a movie from a mobile game. So there is that.
Oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, it looks good, but I got to see how the combat system flows because being that it looks like it's not turn based, that's kind of concerning for a series that is completely turn based. So I'm not sure how they'll handle that. So I'll have to see more of that. Um, Again, another Me Too thing, Suikoden 1 and 2 remastered, which the release date was already announced, March 6th of next year, which obviously Suikoden 2 is my second favorite game of all time, so it was cool to see it there. But again, not a big deal because it's literally on everything. One of the other surprises of the show, though, was the Star Bites
Yeah,
taste of desert. That actually looked really interesting. Um, Looks like they're fighting with a bunch of mechas and some other cool stuff. So that seems like it could be interesting, and it's also turn-based combat. So yeah, I'm very very interested in that. Um, but yeah, that was mainly most of it. Again, the show was okay. I wasn't mad at getting to see it before we, like I said, waited for the pro. So yeah, they showed me they do what they do. You know, Xbox puts on a solid show. Um, Even when it's not necessarily their show. This was more of a hey, look, get all these games that are coming everywhere else too show. So as far as the Xbox thing, it didn't really do them no favors, but yeah, all in all, it was all right. So 6 for me for the state of play, probably a 5 for the Xbox showcase, really just because nothing in particular was for them, but I did like some of what was shown there. But it's just none of them are their games, so that kind of takes that away. Um, but yeah, Kate, I don't know what you got to see yet. I think you only got to see the state of play. So, I mean, if that's the case, you could just tell us your opinion on the state of play and what was your game of the show. You don't have to talk about the TGS because I don't think you got a chance to see it because we stayed up so late playing Uno.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't get the chance to watch it.
Yeah, no problem.
I did watch, I was there with you for the state of play. Um, Man, if it wasn't for Ghost of what is it called? Ghost of Yōtei or
God of Yōtei.
Yo Yōtai?
Yōtei.
Okay.
Yōtei.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yote.
so if it wasn't for Ghost of Yōtei, I would have, because like a lot of that stuff that they showed, I'm just not interested in. So like, like for somebody else, it might have been a really solid, like great show, besides Ghost. But for me, it's just like without Ghost, I would have given it like like a 4 or 5. But with Ghost, it would have to like come up to like a 6.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
You muted yourself.
I said, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm right there with you. I
Okay.
would have lowered it significantly without Ghost.
It, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, it's so interesting how your guys' rating is so low.
I mean, we're not there yet. We getting there. So that's it for UK.
Oh, I do want to say that the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster
Mm-hmm.
does look phenomenal.
It does.
Um, it
Surprisingly,
it,
it
it,
looks really
it
good.
yes, it it looks better than I thought it would. Because because it looks great just how it is now, and the remaster it makes you question like, okay, what is the difference between remaster and remakes? Because yeah, I mean, like I know, but it looks so good it could fool you into thinking it could
I
possibly be a remake.
I think
But
because they took the model from what we call Forbidden West and put it in Zero Dawn. That would make it so stunning.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, but they didn't
Um,
just transplant her; they did other work. Like they talked about that. They did take
yeah,
some work they did from there, but then they also added to it and made some changes to make her fit appropriately inside of Zero Dawn.
right. And it was good to see that they're doing the $10 upgrade. Because
Absolutely.
if they didn't do the $10 upgrade, I would not pay, really any amount for the remaster.
Yeah, it would have been a no
Like
go for
like
me.
yeah, like if it wasn't for the $10, if it was like, oh, $50 for a remaster, $60 for a remaster, I'd have been like, yeah, right. y- Out of your mind. But $10, that's actually a good price. But even at that $10, like I love Zero Dawn, but it's like I'm also playing so many other games that I'm honestly not even gonna purchase the remaster until I'm like, you know what, I want to play it right now.
Yeah.
And then I'll purchase it.
Nope, I completely understand. I'm same boat. All right, Omar. I know you foaming at the mouth because you have a very different opinion
Hmm.
here. So, start state of play. How'd you feel? What's your score? What's your game of the show?
Okay, first off, State of Play is a 9 for me. Um, I understand if people are rating it based on what's new and not counting remaster and stuff like that. Like, my opinion, Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, one of the worst out there, one of the most not needed out there, one of the most waste of money out there. So there is that. The biggest surprise because God of Yōtei is what you spoiled me was the Soul River remaster. Like, so excited. I played the demo, but I never got to play the games. But I'm so excited by that, and I'm interested to see if uh, the remaster does well. That they're gonna, I'm not sure if there is a part three. Otherwise, they can make a part three. So I'm interested to see if the remaster is gonna, uh, bring life
There is a
the
part three,
franchise again.
Omar.
Sorry,
There is a part three.
there is a part three. Okay, thank you. Um, Other than that, tons and tons of JRPG. Oh no, no, that's the Xbox. Okay, with PlayStation, from the studio behind Lost and Random, um, their new game looks surprisingly great. It's interested to see uh where that goes story wise, concept wise. Like the gameplay look interesting. The main character look fantastic. I love the design. That little skull demon or whatever. Horizon Lego. I'm excited about that. That might be my first Lego game that I'm gonna play. I'm not sure if I played other Lego game before. I might have. But yeah, no. It's interesting to see how they're gonna portray Aloy, way more bubbly and stuff like that. Also, um, another game that I'm excited about is, of course, the elephant in the room, God of Yōtei. Um, from what I've seen so far, look, I'm interested to see where they're going with it. Yeah, no Mongols. Okay, no problem. Who is the main bad going to be? That's my uh biggest point. Another thing is, how is she going to play different from Jen? And I'm also curious if she's gonna have the same character personality as Jen, which is basically none, because he was he was a samurai, so he was not allowed to have any emotions. Or if he's gonna be portrayed way more uh, emotionally, invested and stuff like that. Um, Besides that, we do know that she can dual wield. Not only that you have her two katanas on her hip, but in one cutscene you can clearly see her dual wielding them. So that's gonna be cool. Other than
There
that,
was also a black powder rifle.
yeah, she have a rifle. Uh,
So you're
and
interested? You're interested in the game?
and Hendrix, sorry,
I said so. You're interested in the game?
and Gote and Yōtei,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
Gautier.
Hmm.
I just remember you saying
Yeah,
it was
no,
too soon for a Ghost sequel. So I'm just
no, but
confirming.
yeah, no, I am interested, but
Mm,
they didn't show me anything gameplay wise, which was
mm,
about to say so. Which is why everything that we
no.
talk about, the only thing that we seen, we saw a few things. We saw that you can dual wield. We saw that you have that gun, and we also saw that you have that weapon. It's like a chain. I'm not sure what's called, but it's like a chain on one end and a scythe on another, if I remember correctly. Um,
All right. I'm just saying you shouldn't
no,
be interested in the game
no,
whatsoever, Omar.
no.
According
I
to
get
you, and
no,
what you said is it was
no.
too
I was
soon for a
gonna,
Ghost sequel.
Morgan said you thought
I
I
was
forgot.
gonna talk about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna mention it. I haven't
Oh, were you?
forgotten. No,
Mm-hmm.
no. My thing is, as I said before, I wanna see what the difference is going to be between the new one and the old one. Which
I
so
mean
far,
that wasn't a factor when you made that point. You just said it was too soon.
no, no, I still stand by that point. It's still too
What?
soon
Who
because I
says
wanted
it's
a
too
new
soon for a
IP.
sequel
Oh,
or
No,
you
like
but
missed
a second
you
Ghost
missed out
game?
on that. That was about a month ago when we were talking about what games we wanted to come up, and Omar said he would rather have Infamous or a new IP from Sucker Punch because he said it was too soon for a Ghost of Tsushima sequel. That was his word. All right,
yeah,
I'm just quoting him back.
No, it's been like 5 years.
yeah,
See
but
that's too
my
soon for
point is
Omar.
my point is I wanted a different IP or an Infamous. I wanted them to rotate. That's why
Mm, mm,
I always wanted a new Ghost,
mm.
but I
I
wanted it
mean, I don't like I said, I don't recall you asking Horizon and Gorilla to rotate. You wanted a Forbidden West immediately.
because they don't have anything else besides.
You know
Oh,
what I think
why
it is?
didn't you
I
ask
think
for a
he
new
just wants
IP?
he
I
just
would
wants a
love a
Sly
new
Cooper.
IP.
That's what
I
it
have no
is.
issue with the new IP, but I never wanted them to go back to Killzone because
That's
I
not
never.
that wasn't the point I was making. I was saying you I didn't see you asking for new IPs from others who were given sequels. Like it was only Sucker Punch who you were asking for something new.
No, I've literally said the same thing. I want a new IP from call it what's their name? Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Like no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all
You wanted that
about
Death
the new
Stranding too, though.
IPs. I
You
am.
wanted that.
What about him wanting that Days Gone too?
Yeah, he wanted that Death Stranding too, though.
I did want the trending too.
Yeah. I know you did. Yeah.
I don't cause
Uh,
either he can
uh,
work a new. No, either he can work on a new IP, which I'm interested in, because you know they revealed that during the
uh-huh.
PlayStation friendship thing with
Mm-hmm.
either Herman or Charlie, I forgot who. But or they gone or Death Stranding too.
Mm-hmm.
I he can't make any Zone Elders. That's what I know. He don't own the IP. I think Konami does. So with
That has
Kojima,
nothing
it
to do with
was
my point, but okay.
a little bit limited. But I get your point. But no, at the end of the day, if I could
Listen, all I'm
have
saying is Omar needs to stand on his word and just not play the game when it comes out because it's too soon. So you should wait a year or two
I never.
until you stand, until it's the right time, right? Because it's too soon for you. So you should wait till like 2026,
I'm not
2027
a
before you
PC.
play.
What do you see me as a PC player? I'm not a PC
No, no,
player.
no.
I'm
Well,
just a
well,
Hold
well,
up,
waiting
hold
rate.
up,
technically you are
hold
a
up,
I'm
PC
hold
just
up,
player.
hold
using
up,
the waiting
Whoa.
rate.
hold up, Mister. I'm not a PC player, but it's too soon for Ghost. You gotta pick a lane. You gotta
You
pick a
know what? You,
lane,
you you
sir.
also brag. You brag about your PC too. So, I mean, what is it?
If it's
What are you?
no, but you don't see me. No, I don't brag about my PC. I only said that I have a PC and call it a day. I
Hmm.
said what it is and I
Listen,
call it
my,
a
my
day.
my point is, I think you should wait till 2026, 2027 before you play Ghost of Yōtei. That's all I got to say.
You know, you can
If
leave it to
here's
us.
the thing, here's the thing. I would
Uh huh.
agree. I would agree with you if during that period I would have gotten a new IP from Sucker Punch or a new Infamous.
Nah, that
No,
wasn't the
no,
stipulation.
no. I
You
stand
said
on my
it's
word. I am.
too soon.
Yeah,
So
I
that
agree
means
with
you
you
need to
too
wait.
soon.
You gotta wait, Omar. You gotta wait.
I'm not a waiter.
Everybody else should play and you should wait because you said it's too soon for Ghost. So you gotta wait like at least a year or two, and then you can play Ghost because then it'll be
Yeah,
time.
but I literally specific said why is too soon. I wanted
Okay.
something else in
You know,
between,
we,
which
Uh
we're
huh.
we
not
don't need another
getting.
infamous. We don't need another infamous.
We
Yeah,
had like four
I'm
or
absolutely.
good.
five
No, but we're
infamous, and
not
this
gonna
this
talk
man
about
said
that right
this
now.
man said give us another one. We had 4 or 5 of them damn games, and he said nah, we need another one.
4, 5.
But all of a
We only
sudden
have
we get
one.
one Ghost, and all of a sudden we need to go back and get some more infamous. That
We
made
only
no
have
sense.
we only have 3 infamous and a small one. We don't have
Okay, but
5.
my point is we have vastly more infamouses than we did Ghosts, but for whatever reason you felt the
Yeah,
Hmm.
need
so
to
go to
get
the new
another
IP.
infamous.
Which is
Okay,
why
so if
we
it's a new
said.
IP, that's the point. If it's a new IP, why the hell would they need to make another new IP for you? That makes no sense. They just started this one. Why did you want another one?
Because I love new IPs. It is not difficult.
But that's my point. You don't keep that same energy with everything because you wanted a Death Stranding too.
Yes, because again, I didn't think of any other IP he can make besides
New
Death Stranding.
IP, Omar.
Yeah, but
Keep
he
the
could have,
energy.
because you said new IP.
You could have said I want Kojima to make a new IP, but you did not. You wanted Death
I
Stranding 2.
didn't even say I want Death Stranding 2 until Death
Yes, you did.
Stranding 2 happened. I
Oh,
had no idea I was
we were
working on
excited for Death Stranding 2 before it happened. We were definitely
a Death
excited.
Stranding 2. I love Death Stranding, but it ended. I had no idea that it's gonna make a Death Stranding 2.
You
We
should see when you saw that trailer though. You should have been like, you know
Yeah,
what,
I
Kojima,
was super
that's
excited.
cool and everything. That's cool. But I would
I
rather
am.
you had made a
Hold
new
up.
IP.
Everything that I said with Death Stranding 2, I am saying with God of Yōtei. Yet I'm excited for the setting. Yet I'm excited for the story. I
Mm-hmm.
specifically said that about Death Stranding 2.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, how is the gameplay going to be different? That's what I focused on. With Death Stranding 2, you can go back and listen to what I said about Death Stranding 2 review, and with God of Yōtei, which I've always been on the same point. I'm all about the difference between 1 and 2.
See,
Which,
but that's my point though. You never made that stipulation when you said that. You just said, I don't think it's I think it's too soon. I want a new IP. You didn't say, well, I'll wait until I see it and see the new gameplay and the story and what they have to offer. No, you just straight up said it's too soon for Ghost. You didn't have any stipulations like, well, I need to see the gameplay. I need to see what's new. I need to see what's offered. You didn't say none of that. You just said it's too soon for Ghost. I want a new IP. I want Infamous. That's what you said. Okay, but now
yeah,
you're adding stuff and like, well, I need to see the gameplay and I need to see
no,
the
hold
story.
up,
You
no,
adding that
wait, hold
now.
up. I specifically, wait, did you forget what I specifically said? I
No,
want
I don't
them
forget
to
anything,
cook.
Omar, which is why I brought this up.
So I did. So you're telling me I didn't say back then
Yes,
when we had
after we
no?
egged you
Listen
about it,
though.
then you said,
No,
okay, well, I'll wait to see new gameplay and story before I make a decision. You said that after we egged you on about it. We were like, wait, hold up. You're
no,
being
I
hypocritical.
literally
Then
gave
you
you
said
the
it.
no. You asked me why is it too soon, and I specifically gave you the reason
What
why.
was the reason, Omar?
I told you because I want them to cook. I want them to create Did I swear I told you
I want them to
to
cook. So they weren't cooking those 5 years?
For fuck's sake, listen to what I'm about to say. I'm talking specifically about gameplay. I want a significant improvement in gameplay, and I said it. If
Okay, but
they
you
take,
remember that we told you you can't judge it beforehand because
yeah, I
you
have,
said because you said the reason you were cool with Death Stranding 2 is because it blew you away. But we told you you can't you don't know anything about Ghost yet, so you don't know if it will. You remember
yeah,
that?
And then that's when you
yeah, I
conceded and
do,
you were like,
I
oh, okay,
do,
yeah, you're making a point.
I do. But again, with Death Stranding, I even said it with Death Stranding. I'm not sure how. I want to see how the gameplay is. At the end
Oh
of
no,
the
wait,
day,
you said Death Stranding 2 already blew you away. You're all in.
yes, visual, not visual.
He said,
Concept
yeah.
wise, it did. It absolutely did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, you
I
see how you're
conceded.
hypocritical right now, right?
sorry.
Omar, it's just funny how you come from two different angles with two different games, but it's very interesting. Like
No, it's the
you were all
no,
on board with that, but
it's
He's biased.
no, it's the same
he is.
thing.
I mean, it's okay.
If
We all have our bias games.
I don't have a fucking bias. I would want a new IP for Kojima. I have absolutely no issue with a new IP for Kojima. I would absolutely have no issue with waiting for a new IP
Hmm.
first and then Death Stranding too.
But
Like,
that's my point. You say you want them to cook, you want them to add new gameplay, cool. But why are you assuming that they can't do that within 5 years?
Right.
You're making that assumption.
because
I
that's
don't know
my
where you're getting this information
that's
from.
because that's my assumption. I can take an L on that. I have absolutely no
But
problem with
if
that.
you, but I
Yeah,
mean, but you should have known from past games. Like, did Gorilla not give you new gameplay in 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
With from Horizon
with
Zero Dawn to Forbidden West,
they did something. They
they
did.
did something. Did
No,
something. Okay, thank you,
no,
Omar.
they took criticism and improvement. My thing is this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you heard me, and I remember when we talk about it with what you call it, Ratchet and Clank. I complained about half of your weapons is from previous games. I wanted them all to be new, and what I heard,
Want them all to be new. Oh man. Okay.
what I got to hear from actual developers that because of lack of time, that's why. So for me, I put them more time, meaning more time to create more ideas and put them into the game. That's what it
Hmm.
comes down to.
But more time doesn't necessarily mean that though. They could spend 10 years and still do the same
We
thing. That's
we
that we
we have
that
two
doesn't.
games that says over otherwise. Ratchet
And
and
we
Clank.
also have games that were done in 5 years. They also say that you can do new things in that amount of time, but you're not allowing that to hinder your judgment either. So
What about Astrobot? Wasn't that made like in 3 years or something by a small
No,
team?
facts. Yes, it was in fact. Omar.
years.
Yes, they
I think
it was
4.5 years. I think.
okay. Oh, okay. So then in that 5 year time
In
frame, is
5 year
what you're
time
saying,
frame,
right?
yeah.
With new gameplay mechanics, correct?
If
Uh, uh,
I looked at the
that
at
was a yes or no
what
question, but okay.
what I'm gonna tell you though. I looked at the gameplay. I never played the previous Astrobot, but from what I've seen, it's literally
Omar, you did play Astro's Playroom.
I played the Astro Playroom, but I
That's what we're
never
talking
played
about.
the
That's what we're talking
previous
about.
one.
That is that what we're talking about. Astro's
That is the previous
Playroom.
game we're talking about.
Playroom to Astrobot. That's what we're talking about.
From Playroom to the Astrobot, a lot of the same enemies, which again I have no issue with.
Okay, but I'm
But
talking about
Well,
gameplay though.
you're talking
Gameplay
about
mechanics
gameplay though. You're talking
mechanics were
about gameplay.
vastly
Now you're
different.
gameplay,
talking about enemies.
gameplay, they removed things and added things. So no, they did improve
Okay,
significant.
so significant in that amount of time. Okay, that's my point.
Yeah, I get what your point. We have games that does this well and don't do this well. Again,
So you
I
admit,
stopped.
you were hasty in your wording. Just say that.
I'm absolutely hating my wording.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's like just admit it. It's
So
cool.
I still stand behind Omar should wait till 2026 to play it, but that's his judgment.
Again, I'm not wait. I
Yes.
never said I don't
Nah,
want.
nah. It's
Wait,
too
hold
soon.
up.
Keep
I
playing.
never,
maybe
I
you should
never
wait for them
said.
to make a new
I
Infamous game first
That's
and
what.
then
There you
play
did
go.
I
I
Ghost.
say?
think
Hold
you
up.
should
Okay.
wait
Did
until
I
their next IP, Omar, and then you
did
start playing.
I did I say I don't
Yes.
want a new Ghost?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
No, I said I
You
don't
literally said
want.
that.
I
You said I
said
prefer
I
a new
said
IP
I
or
prefer.
Infamous,
Yeah, I prefer. Not
which
like
means
I'm
you.
not
That's what you
gonna.
want over Ghost. That's what that means. That's what prefer
Yes,
means.
because I wanted a new IP. Look. If I can have both, if the
Not
studio
both. Oh,
sucker
he getting
punch,
greedy now.
I'm explaining my point. If the studio sucker punch can
Hmm.
can work on a new IP or a remake for Infamous or a new Infamous sequel and as well Ghost, I would
Oh, I think
absolutely
you
have
asking a
no
little bit too
idea
much
what
right there.
getting both. But because I I knew from the rumors that they were talking, I said I don't want that right now. But I didn't say I don't want to play it. Don't
Let me ask
want
the
it
chat.
at
Chat, should
all.
Omar wait till 2026 to, to play the new
Why is
Ghost?
it?
Yes or no? Yes in the
Sorry.
chat. Should Omar have to wait till 2026 to play the new Ghost? I say yes. Based on his wording, it's too soon. So in order to respect his time, he should have to wait a year. You know,
I mean, to be
he,
honest,
he, he
Omar got enough games to keep him busy, so he should be
that's what
fine.
I'm saying. He got a
Oh
backlog, so
yeah.
he'll be okay.
I'm
He'd
sorry.
be
I'm not a
okay.
PC player.
I'm sure some more demos will come out too.
Yeah,
So
got plenty of demos, plenty of games for him to play. He got a crazy backlog of games he has no intention of playing anyway. So there you go. He'd have plenty of things in 2025 to keep him occupied, and then 2026
Hey, I'm not.
time comes.
I'm not
He
a
can,
bot or a PC
nah.
waster.
You're right.
I
You're
play
right.
my
You're
game.
right.
I'm
You're a
not.
PlayStation
I'm
fan,
not
so
a
you got that
waster.
means you got to keep your word. You got to go by your word. You got to
I
keep what
never
you say.
said
You got
I
to rock
never.
by what you said. It's too soon for
I said
Ghost.
it too.
It's too soon.
Okay. I
So you
said
got to hold by that.
okay. I said it too soon. Am I getting a new IP from Sucker Punch though?
No, you didn't say. You didn't say.
So
Well,
if I'm
if
not,
I don't get a new
so
IP, I'll
I'm
play
not.
it. That's not what you said.
So I literally said before Go 2, I want a new IP or an infamous a remake or
Then you should wait for their new IP before you play Ghost of Utah. There we go.
but that's the thing though, we're not getting that.
No, we'll get one after. So that's what I'm
Do
saying.
we
And then
know that?
after, in
Hold
another
up.
5 6
Do
years.
we are you sure? Are
I
you
mean, are you sure, Omar? Because you've been
I'm
making a lot
not
of claims today.
I'm
So,
not
okay. I
I'm
mean,
not.
because you make very definitive claims for a man who said he's not sure now. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's wait until the next game comes out, and then that's when you play Ghost. So in the next 10 years, when whatever they make next, if it's a new IP, it may be, it may not be. Then you can play because then it'll be the appropriate time.
So wait,
when
Omar,
when the
let me
remaster comes out.
Omar, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Omar. So if the next game they make, do you want a new IP or you want them to make Infamous?
New IP.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
This man's lying.
yeah, he really wants Infamous.
I heard the struggle. I heard the
What?
struggle in the answer, but I let him have it.
He didn't want to get caught up in that loop. He just said, new IP?
How many seconds did it took me to say new IP?
You said
Yeah,
it.
you
said
hesitated.
it.
One?
You
Yeah,
hesitated.
you hesitated. Absolutely.
It's okay. We know you want Infamous, Omar.
I love
You want Infamous. How you
Aw.
change your mind in 2 seconds?
No, I literally said new IP. Oh my god.
Your mic cut out.
IP or Infamous.
New
I
IP or
said-
Infamous? I know
I
that.
said new IP or Infamous.
Okay.
But he had me to choose. If I need to choose between a new IP or Infamous, new IP.
But that's how I know you lying, because every game you see with a little bit of Infamous in it, you be like, oh my god, that's Infamous. Like that's how bad you're fiending for Infamous.
And with
You are
Yes.
fiending for it like
and,
an addict, Omar.
and
He
with the
compares
game-
everything to Infamous. Yes.
Everything.
And with the game Blizzard had, I compare it to what? To
I have no idea.
Prototype? To Prototype?
I mean, you did say
And I
Prototype.
compared it to Watchdog Legion. With
Okay.
so
But that
just
doesn't negate the fact
from-
that you do compare a lot of games to Infamous. Like
yeah,
True.
it'll be the
I
most
compare a
obscure
lot of
gameplay
games
mechanic that
in
has
general.
nothing to do with Infamous.
What was
And
that?
you'll be like, that's Infamous. I'll be like, oh my, that
That-
looks
that
nothing
midnight-
like Infamous.
That
Yeah,
midnight game with the girl
that
like from
midnight game.
Louisiana.
Yeah, I was like, bro.
South of Midnight.
The South of Midnight. There you go, South of Midnight. I said there's nothing about this that's Infamous. And Omar, oh man, that's Infamous. Like,
But it's
what?
because she did the fly across the she flew across
No.
the river thing, and he
I
was like,
thought
"Oh,
it was
Infamous."
like- bro. I mean, that'd be more closer to Spider-Man than Infamous. Like, I was just
No,
ugh.
what the? I was particularly talking about how she was gliding, but okay.
We know.
You know. That's what I'm saying. You be fiending for it. You just
No,
anytime you see Infamous.
I talked about one point of the game and
Mhm.
said that look like Infamous. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's my point. You see it everywhere you go, Omar.
But you truly don't believe me when I said that I
No, I
want a
don't.
new IP over
No.
Infamous?
I don't. None of us in here believe you, Omar. I can tell you something.
Tough luck for you, but I mean it.
Listen, I'll let you know right now. If there was a remake or a sequel, Infamous, that was announced, we would hear Omar screaming like a little schoolgirl in this chat.
So hold up,
Uh-huh.
hold the phone. Did I not shout when what got of Yōtei?
Oh, I know, because I knew you were lying when you said it was too soon for a ghost. Because as soon as you saw it, you got excited. I said,
Hold
"See?"
up, why do you say I knew you were lying?
Omar, I told you this would happen. I said, watch when a ghost is announced, this man is gonna freak out. I said that.
Yeah, I love the franchise.
Oh, I know. I love the franchise, but I don't want another one.
But I don't want another one.
right now.
I said I don't want another one before something else.
Yeah, you don't love it that much, do you?
So then you don't love it that way because we all wanted the sequel immediately.
Yeah, you guys wanted a sequel
Yes, we didn't
over
love
a
it that
new
much.
IP. I wanted a new IP over a sequel.
I mean, and what did we? Wait, but you gotta remember, we had the conversation.
But the thing is, I
You're
never
asking a
said-
studio
I
who
never-
just made a new IP, Ghost, to make another new IP. Like, that's
I
insane,
never-
Omar.
I never said if they come out with Ghost 2, I'm not playing it. If I said that, then you guys have every right to say whatever you want about. You need to wait till 2020.
Oh man, he doing that bot thing. Well, I didn't specifically say.
No,
Well, hold on,
doing
but
that
you gotta
bot thing.
remember, you also admit that you gotta know that there's potential that if they do a new IP, you might not like it. You do understand that, right?
Yeah,
Now, what if they did a new IP and it was worse than Ghost?
I
We would
need,
never
I
hear
need,
the
I
end of
need to
Ghost
use,
again.
I need you to use your what you call it,
You're what?
your card, which is when I need to talk about something, I need to be specific. Which is
I
with
told
this
you.
one I want a single player IP. Here, better.
I mean,
Oh yeah, because
shoot,
what if it had been live service?
Yeah,
Man
it could have
would've
been. Yeah,
pissed.
it would have been live service.
That's right. That's
I'd be
right.
like, no, and I would have been like, no, Omar, you wanted a new IP, you got it. Here you go, congratulations. This is what you wanted.
I would take my L with that one.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
That's a
you
new
got
IP.
exactly what you asked
Whether
for.
I like it, whether I like it or not, it's a new IP.
Yeah.
I have zero legs to stand on.
All right, so it's done. Omar is waiting to 2026, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Just so we know, though, I know Kay, you gotta go, but the Death Stranding 2 Tokyo Game Show special whatever presentation is in 23 minutes.
Oh,
So that hour and a half long presentation for Death Stranding 2 is about to happen. So,
Oh, wow.
So
ladies
it's
and
fine.
gentlemen, it's about to go down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready. So we're gonna get ready
We're
to
gonna
slide
watch it.
to slide out of here. We'll cover this last point real quick. So obviously
Very quick.
everybody has what? Go ahead.
Very quick, because I didn't talk about the Tokyo Game Show.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
quick. Um, I would give them an 8. Like, again,
Yes,
tons
because you
of
liked all the JRPGs they showed.
ton of JRPGs, but also seeing Xbox showing they wanna compete. They yes it's a me
Let
yes
them compete.
yes it's a me too. I get your point, but
Hmm.
these
Oh, you should.
games we never dreamt of them being on Xbox platform, and it's now right now it is.
And you know
So
what the
you
problem with
gotta
that
give them
is?
sorry.
I'll give them credit, but you know what the problem is? They did it after they made their console irrelevant. So I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give
that
them
doesn't change the
kudos.
that
That
doesn't change the fact that their what you call it
trying.
their their way of doing things is not for us, but their games is speaking though. Like from the show, what um the mecha JRPG game that's a day one for me.
Yes, Starbite.
Uh, the game that you talk about, American talk about, the one that I came literally at the end for it.
you mean all
Strand
the
of
games that
Time.
are going to be on multiple platforms?
I'm not sure if it's on PlayStation. Did it was it confirmed?
They
So
said they were trying to put their games on as many platforms as possible. So yeah, probably.
Okay. So
yeah,
if that is, then you already know they won for me. Even the Tanuki game, I'm interested in it. I never played that
Which game?
ball game. Sorry,
Which game did you say?
The Tanuki. It's the one with the bicycle.
the raccoon.
It's
Uh,
a
Tanuki.
was it
yeah.
raccoon or a Tanuki?
It's Tanuki.
It's a
It's and
Tanuki.
we were
Yeah.
saying it's a raccoon on a bicycle. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, Tanuki is just the name of it. Yeah.
So yeah. That's an interesting game.
No,
That
no, no, ma'am. A tanuki and a raccoon are two different animals.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
That's interesting.
But
Well,
so the
you can
Tanuki
you can
game.
you can tell them apart by the balls. Tanuki have giant balls.
They're
Oh,
giant.
I'm
okay.
not kidding you.
I believe you. I believe you.
But yeah. So,
You know when Mario's flying with the Tanuki hat
Yeah.
and he has like the little flaps to fly.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the ball sack
Oh,
skin.
Lord have mercy. All right, Omar, you're
Jesus.
done. All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
very quick.
What,
Yeah.
man?
Go ahead.
Finish it, bro. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. No. I'm done. Go ahead.
All right, look,
Okay.
we're not gonna do the outro thing. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So all of our socials are at the bottom of the screen. Like I said, I am the real Nate, your host, Chill Bandit, Karaba, Kaylee, Nelson is not here. Shout out to Weeb. Like I said, all of our socials are at the bottom of the screen. It was a pleasure. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Like I said, shout out everybody I remember quickly. Like I said, I know Henry, Wara, Persona, um,
Sanctus.
yeah,
Will.
Sanctus came through.
Viper.
Will, Viper, the whole squad. Sam Walton came through as well. Salazar,
Hero.
Hero down under, and everybody else who came through. I know we had some more people. RPG88. And some more people that came through didn't really talk in the chat, but shout out to everybody that came through. It was a pleasure. We did get started a little late, so we'll work on that time schedule. But again, as always, keep it gaming and play your games. Otter Nation.
Otter Nation.
Oh,
Otter
Finish
Nation.
it.